It is. It's a losing battle. You can't win. So you just gotta say, okay, I agree.
I got you.
Not the right attitude, Trey.
That was your boy.
How was it not the right
was
attitude?
out here?
I dislike it when somebody just is
It's not working.
He may have been.
We had some people come through here.
Yeah, I know some people come through here.
Let me know when
He
you're
was out
ready,
here
sir.
recently.
I don't like the bandwagon for philosophy, even if it's for quote, even if it's for like.
I think
quote,
that's
good
the problem I'm having with
It's
society.
the
right now.
bandwagon philosophy. With
You can't think different than nobody
exactly.
else.
Like
That's whack.
it's the same thing. And
Yeah, but
like we as believers, we should be the number one people who understand that everybody's different and that we gotta be able to bridge those gaps.
the only problem
This is just you're wrong.
The only problem is if you find yourself in a majority, you have to listen a little bit more carefully.
I mean, I get that.
You can't just say whatever you feel like because you may be not seeing your privilege. So as a man, if a woman is saying, "Hey, you guys don't get this," you can have your own opinion, but you might be wrong.
Yeah, that's fine if I'm wrong, but that's the thing. Why can't I just be wrong?
Because we should all be seeking to not be wrong.
Okay, but instead of telling me how I'm wrong, you just say you're wrong and then get upset. And I feel like that's not a valuable argument.
You said since when?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
it's just like
America's always
you're just a
been-
man, so you'll never
You
get
can
it.
say
So if
what
I'm
you
never
wanna
gonna get it,
say. You
then
can
I'm
yeah,
just
but
then I'm just, then what?
but if
Then
you
why am
want-
I even? You know what I mean?
But as Christians, though, you should.
You're not helping me to get better. You're just telling me as a believer, you should not just be condemning people
But
for doing stuff that they just already do.
if somebody's
Help
hurt,
them do better.
if somebody's hurt, you
I
can't
agree.
complain about how they're telling you you're hurting them. Like, stop hurting them.
I'm not telling them that it's. I'm not gonna complain about how, but I am gonna say if you're gonna complain to me, come with me, come at me on how to change.
So I
Don't
missed
just
what,
complain.
What was
Yeah.
it that you said?
Yeah,
Like,
you
what was
can't.
the problem?
I feel that though.
What was the problem? What was it I said?
Yeah.
So there was a hashtag that came out about CHH sexism, right? And so they were saying. And so the lady that I guess came up with the hashtag was saying that she was the reason that all these female artists have been getting signed over the past year. And so I was like, okay, nothing against your hashtag or the things that you have, but let these people have they heyday and don't just like say, well, we got you on basically. We the ones that.
Oh, and that's
the attitude that the things that she was saying was on. Is that we got these people? Is that my hashtag?
Right.
Expose these labels and therefore they sign these female artists.
Y'all ready?
And not the female artists themselves doing their due diligence to get in. And I just thought that was not the attitude you should have.
Well, I agree with you on that. Completely.
You know? Ready?
Yeah. You ready?
Coming in hot.
Hey, yo, cut the music. Hey, yo, I interrupt your daily scheduled broadcast to let you know you're in the field with the Trackstarz. This is one of the loudest hip-hop radio shows on the face of the planet.
Yeah, it's about that time, you already know. Turn the speakers up, man, it's time to start the show. Sean Tanner, Ryan Righteous, DJ Jeremiah. We bringing the heat, man, this joint be fire like, bruh. We in the field, bruh. We in the field, just put it in work, we raising the bar. You tuned in to the Trackstarz.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com for all the latest. We got a lot of awesome things coming. We're working on a lot of cool stuff. And this is brought to you by Kingdom Choice Awards. So if you haven't heard of the Kingdom Choice Awards, we were there a couple years ago. So we're sponsoring it this time. It's an awesome celebration of Christian hip-hop artistry up in New York, the birthplace. So go check that out if you can. We are joined by J Nib and C Elevation. They're guest hosting with us today. How y'all doing?
Yo. Feeling good, feeling great.
So you'll be. He lost his dad a few years ago.
Yeah.
You did as well.
My father too.
When was that?
I know it was before me and Maya got married, so it probably was 2013.
So it was like boom, boom, boom for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trackstarz have been dealing with that, and I don't know if you guys have ever lost like a parent, but it's a difficult thing, man. Like, first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who sent their well wishes and even donated. We had to come up with $13,000 in a week.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Because his insurance, they only gave us $1,200
wow.
insurance. So anyway, let me get into that. Anyway, so I appreciate
That's
everybody who helped us
crazy.
get out of that bind. But it turned out good. It was a celebration of my dad.
Yeah, man. It was really good.
And you know, a lot of funerals are sad, but when you know where the person is going, it's more of a a celebration of their life and knowing that you're gonna see him again. So it was really good. But I don't know, man. I'm still trying to see like how to like piece apart like what am I supposed to be feeling right now and trying to get used to it. My biggest emotion went towards my mom. Just I didn't want my mom to have to be by herself.
Yeah,
I think that was like the thing that I was most worried about when he got diagnosed. So again, thank you everybody for praying. I really appreciate y'all. While I was gone, I heard that we got in trouble.
We always get in trouble.
We got in trouble.
We always get in trouble. Probably gonna get in trouble today.
Yeah, probably. And I'm not afraid to get in trouble, but I definitely do want to listen. You know, whenever somebody says, you know, we're not doing something or saying something right. So again, no women in the room.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be careful.
Oh, that's how y'all got in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I was about to ask. I was wondering. I was curious.
Yeah. So we did the whole CHH sexism hashtag, I guess, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Jeremiah was trying his darndest to
I
represent.
I did,
thought he did pretty good.
Yeah, I think I was representing. I was the opposing side for Trey
And Ryan,
and
Will Smith
and
and
Will
all them.
Smith and different people. And I think I was like, I'm holding it down. So the
It's like
the
not good
week
enough,
of,
sir.
I mean, the following week was like, well, I didn't like what you guys said. I was like, I didn't respond back. So I was, I just kind of, okay, I retweeted what she said.
Yeah.
So people could see what she was talking about, which she had valid points. I mean, at the end of the day, you want somebody in the room that represents you.
Right,
At the end of the day,
right.
you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I understand what she was
And that
coming
wasn't
from.
a planned
Yeah.
topic, right? That
Yeah.
was somebody didn't show up that was supposed to get interviewed,
Yeah.
and you just had to make
Yeah.
up something. So it wasn't like we intentionally didn't have females in the room. Now, what's interesting about that is whenever we have a conversation in the room, right? And I may disagree with you, you may disagree with him, blah blah blah. But if one person says something that people don't like, Trackstarz says this, so you know that's gonna happen, right?
But I think the thing is, you gotta understand that people don't. I think when they listen back to it, they're not listening to like your voice, my
Who
voice.
is that?
Who was
Is
that?
it Ryan?
Yeah, did
It's
Ryan
just-
Wright just said this wrong?
show said.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
And-
understandable
yeah.
too.
And the majority of the time that happens in general with anybody's show.
Anything.
You know what I mean?
You would say
What's
the
that?
Breakfast Club
Yeah.
says,
Yeah.
even though it's Charlamagne.
Yeah.
right?
You say 100 good things. You say one thing, they're gonna focus on that
Yeah,
one day. They'll be like,
yeah.
oh, they did all this.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you, like you said, the Breakfast Club, even when they post stuff on YouTube, you know, they'll take the one smallest
Yeah.
thing, blow it up, and put that as the
Right.
title for the video. To, you know,
Yeah.
clickbait, get people to come on in. So said this, and it was like 2-second clip where they said anything.
Yeah, but again, I don't mind. That's fine. So the thing is that what I'm noticing is that there's groups of people
Yeah.
that are tired of being taken advantage of, overlooked, mistreated,
Yeah,
left
yeah,
out,
yeah.
right? And then there's groups of people who are tired of being told they're bad people.
Yeah.
And there's a clash right now in culture saying, hey, stop treating us this way.
Yeah.
And then there's another group of people saying, stop saying I'm a bad person.
So
I'm
okay.
not a bad person.
So is this group of people women versus men, or
It's
is
women
it,
versus men, black
or
versus white,
white,
Republican, Democrat.
is it Christian versus non-Christian too?
Some of that too.
Non-Christian.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I think we're coming to a place where politely objecting is now done. Like it's like no,
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can't.
demanding
Yeah, you
my
can't
respect.
agree to disagree no more.
Right.
That's done.
Which is
That's dead. That sucks.
for a lot of things. That's the right thing. I mean, it's over for dealing with mistreatment for no
I don't
reason.
know.
Right?
I
You
don't
think so?
I think you should have the right to say what you want to say. If it offends somebody, I understand that, and then you have a discussion. I think if we're afraid to have a discussion and just say
But that's
no, you're canceled, then it's like
Okay.
when do we grow? How can
Right.
somebody grow if they don't know?
right. But I would say that the responsibility is on the person that got called out. Right. You have to respond right. You can't just be like, well, no, I didn't. No, I'm not. No. You got to listen. Like if somebody is upset about something you did, listen.
Yeah.
Like hear them out. Like try and grasp what they're saying. You may not agree with everything, but when you find yourself in a position of majority or a position of power, you have to spend extra time listening because you may be not seeing your privilege, right? Yeah. As a man, as a white person, as a whatever, right?
Yeah.
You got to listen a little bit more carefully because of course you're going to feel like you're right because you already have the advantage.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I would just say, like, just be careful whenever somebody calls you out. I had to learn this in college. There was some instances where I got called out. Of course, as a person, your reaction is to defend yourself, right?
Yeah.
But I had to decide to go into these modes where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to defend myself for a period of time. And I'm just going to take in what people say and listen, process it. Even if I know their motivations are wrong, even if I know they're wrong, just listen, try and process it. Don't immediately assume the person is wrong about you, right?
Right.
And there's been leaps of growth during those periods where you actually try and figure out, am I wrong about this? Even if I never felt wrong about what I feel, is it possible that I'm wrong? And really dissect it and really try and figure out where growth needs to happen inside of yourself, not in just always thinking about what the other person is wrong about. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get that, but I think for people have to meet in the middle, and if we're destroying the middle and saying that no longer exists, then people gonna always be offended about something. Like regardless, like you could just come up here and say, "Hey man, we had a blessed day last night," and somebody was at the show like, "Man, that jank was trash. What are you talking about?" And it's like your two opinions, because at the same time, it's just opinionated stuff. Now, it's some stuff where it's just like, that's hateful, that's discriminative, that's sexist,
but
you know
some,
what I mean? But
some
if it's
stuff
opinion...
some stuff isn't obvious, though. Some stuff is hidden bias. And that's what's being called out is hidden bias, not overt bias. You
Okay,
know
so what did you think, when you listen back to it, what did you think was offended to
Offensive to them?
Yeah.
The idea that it's impossible that we have been sexist this whole time.
Yeah.
Even if we didn't intend to be.
Yeah.
It's possible that we still could have been.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the fact that female artists haven't been signed for this amount of time, regardless if stuff was working or stuff was being brewing in the background. It's been a long, long time.
Yeah.
We have a lack of females in this industry. Now, there's a lot of reasons for that. The fans are also the problem, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to support these people, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for it, but just because you don't intend to do something doesn't mean you aren't doing something. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Question.
I agree with that.
Is this just like the Christian realm you're talking about? Like
We're going to talk about the world in a second.
Okay, that's what you're talking about, the Christian. Okay.
Right now, we're talking about
Okay.
the Christian topic, that CHH topic.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you heard, but Catafant, I think her name is, right? She was the one that kind of started this CHH sexism hashtag, right?
Yeah.
Calling out women being mistreated in CHH. Mistreated, left out, overlooked, blah, 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 right?
Gotcha.
And it started a huge conversation.
Yeah.
And recently, I guess a couple weeks ago, she tweeted, "Hey, isn't it interesting that I tweeted this?" Her point was a little different, but basically she said, "Isn't it interesting that I tweeted this and now 3 artists have been signed recently in the last couple months to major labels? Wande, AI, who was the third one?
Danielle.
Daniela, right? So she was just like, "Isn't that interesting? You know, I said all this, y'all gave me all this backlash, but it actually did something, right?" So,
But then Bizzle came around and was like, "No,
like,
it
you ain't
really
did nothing
didn't."
over here.
It was already
I've
working.
been-
It was already working.
Bizzle was like, "I was behind the scenes working.
Yeah.
You don't know."
which is probably maybe is true, but it doesn't mean that just even if something was working doesn't mean the problem wasn't there still.
Yeah.
I get that.
You see what I'm saying?
But I think what we were coming from was that even though both situations could be true, but you just can't say I did that for them without saying you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it was almost like it felt like a pride moment, like I did this, so you guys. So it's almost like I opened the door for these women to come in, and it was like, well, the door could have been cracked. You could have opened the door, but the door could have been cracked because somebody else was doing something behind the scenes you just don't know. But what you're saying is true. It does come off like it has been a while. I mean, Jackie Hill Perry was signed to Humble Beast for quite some time. She's been signed to them for a while. So, but besides her, I don't really know anybody that was signed like for years. And it's been dope female Christian hip hop artists for a while that we don't know nothing about that was signed. I mean, I can go way back to like the 90s when a group A1 Swift was signed, and they had a female rapper in the group with her. It was like a wife and husband duo back in the day. And then Grape Tree had some signings of female talent as well. But for this like 2000, from the cross movement era to like different eras, I mean, different people had like singers signed, but they didn't have rappers signed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think, but my point is that even if you don't like what she said or how she said it or whatever,
Yeah.
I think the appropriate response is to say, okay, we're listening. I hear you.
Yeah.
Don't defend yourself immediately. And I think that's what a lot of guys do is like, it's like, oh, this feminist, blah, 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 blah. Just listen. Just listen. Like when people are upset about something, they're not lying. They're telling the truth. You may not agree, but they're being truthful.
But how would you?
That's wisdom, though.
But how would you disagree with that if? Okay, I use Biz for example. If he's like, I was doing something before you even said anything,
swallow it.
Just swallow it.
That's what he said.
I'll say one great thing.
Cause like you said, she was already hurting.
Yeah.
So by you coming out on the offensive, I mean, it didn't help the situation. You know what I'm saying? At that point, it should have been more understanding and just like, yo, you're right. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent. Not so much.
What I'm asking for is not natural. Of course, your initial reaction is like if somebody called us about like we had 2 female artists on our squad years before any of these people even thought about it, right? And if somebody, I could be like, oh, you saying we had so, you know what I mean? Like, but so what?
Yeah,
it's not gonna help. You see what I'm saying? Like, just even if you're wrong about what you're saying, the point of what you're saying, all of us need to get on board with.
But what is on? I think that's you're right. You're right. But then I also think about credit. Somebody taking credit for something.
I can't take credit. That's between you and Jesus. Who cares? Like, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter. Like, at some point, there needs to be people to say, we could pull out receipts and say, you remember when Paul was like, you know, I hate to talk like this, but, you know, I've been in this joint for like, I've been in such and such. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could do that if you want to, but there are moments where you just need to be like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. You can have that. I'll take it.
Like you were saying, how you go about it. It's like, one thing I've been taught that I feel is very crucial to remember is you don't defend yourself, you define yourself. So it's like how you're saying, how you react and how you go about it. You know, it's not all about like, oh, you know, I already did this. We've been working on that. But if you can just continue, like you said, to, you know, acknowledge it, but then define yourself by just your actions and stuff, like let them see like, okay, well, this is what we're doing. And if you really look into it, you're going to see that, you know, we know artists just don't get signed overnight and stuff. Yeah. So if you bring an artist on, you know, it's already been in the making, you know, it's been working out. So it's like your actions defining and not always, you know, like they said, it was giving the backlash to her and trying to defend yourself and stick up for people. But I feel like that's a lot of times what people really need to do is really learn how to just define yourself, not always be so verbal to defend, because especially us being as Christians and stuff too, it doesn't always look the best on our part either.
This is in the midst of people saying that we did something wrong, right? I'm not just saying what other people should be doing. This has been levied at us, right? People have called us misogynistic in the past too. So it's like I could be like, oh, for real? Let me tell you what really, you know what I'm saying? I could do that, but it's like there's no point. Like I'm down, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm with it. So take the short term L and get the victory.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you're saying kill your opinion.
Because that's what opinion. It's about, okay, what's the goal? The goal is we got to make sure that everybody is included in this. There's dope female artists that should be included. Yeah. And for whatever reason they're not being included, whether it be profit, whether it be issues with touring, whether it be like all that kind of stuff, is all the excuses that we've heard all this time. Fix it. If it gets fixed, I don't care if you think I was the problem or the solution. Fix it.
But another thing too, Sean, to knowing you for the years I've known you, like you don't care about credit, but some other people care about credit.
Stop. Chase that clout.
Stop.
Boy.
Yeah, and but not on a credit like I did this, but on a credit like we were working on this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to.
You know what I mean? It's almost I think that's what he was coming from. Like we were working on this. Like, you know what I mean? But what you're saying is real. Like let them have somebody's not gonna even let them have a victory. Like They ain't gonna like that either. They gonna be like, let us have a victory for real.
I've been married
Right.
for 20 years, man.
Yeah.
I you know, a lot of times I gotta just eat it, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know.
And this isn't just a female thing. Like
Yeah.
if this is a issue with your brother,
Yeah.
and there's a opportunity to get past the issue,
Yeah.
and they're like, let's say it's like we finally get to a good place. You know when you've been arguing with somebody and it's like you finally get to a good place, and then you hear them talk about it and they're like, yeah, you know, Sean was like, he was an idiot, but he came around. You're like, wait, that's not what we decided.
Yeah.
That's not what we came to.
Right. Wait a minute. That's how you really feel?
You know what I'm saying? That's not what we
Yeah.
discussed. You know what I'm saying? But at that point, you just gotta be like, hey, we had a good place. That's fine. Let them
Yeah.
have that. You know what I mean? It's just,
But
it's
just
hard.
being a bigger Christian, I'm guessing, on that part. It's gonna be
I'm
interesting.
trying to be a bigger Christian. It's just
No,
that's-
wait, when you say let somebody have something, it's like
it's
at
swallow
this
the
point,
pride, because the only reason you're responding is because you're like, I don't want people to think that about me. That's
Right.
not the truth about me. And sometimes it doesn't matter what people think the truth is.
Do
The
you-
truth is the truth.
Do you agree
Yeah.
with going back to the conversation? Do you agree with Ryan when he said sexism is a hard word?
Yeah, but racism is a hard word, and we say that all the time.
Yeah, but
Right.
I mean, being like I've always thought, and I tweeted this, and I remember the crew, God bless them, they retweeted it and made it a story where I was saying that majority of the time it feels like we take from the scripture talking about women shouldn't preach as the same thing for rapping. Like we won't let that happen. So like if that's the case, like I mean, sexism is it a hard word to be like these group of guys are reach records is sexist or got over money is sexist, or as it was based off what kind of what Dayton we had. I saw what Dayton was like. Hey, it's not sexism. It's just people don't want to pay for it. Or
Marriage is a good example you brought up, and not just because it's a
Yeah.
woman you're dealing with, but just marriage is a like very close, intimate relationship where you got to deal with a lot of conflict over years and years and years,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
You could nitpick what the person says,
yeah,
or you could try to angle everything towards resolution. Like I could bring up a ton of stuff like, oh, my wife did this and did that. Do you remember when you did this?
Yeah.
You at some point you got to say, you know what? It don't even matter.
It don't matter.
yeah.
It don't matter. Like the point is, let's get women better opportunities in Christian hip hop.
Yeah,
if
I'm-
it's the fans' fault,
Yeah.
if it's the label's fault, if it's
Yeah.
whoever's fault, fix it.
Yeah.
Whatever needs to be done, we got to fix it.
Yeah, I've been gung ho for that for years. Like, I've been like, yo, why He Sun Lee hasn't been signed? She should have been signed. I mean, I know she was signed to a regular label, but like to somebody a bit more could push her like she could have been pushed back in the day, or Mahogany Jones, or like women that for been killing it for a while.
Yeah, I was
like,
like, I know some dope female artists
Yeah.
too. So what about Erica Mason? Is she
yeah,
signed?
yeah. I don't think she is.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
I'll say she dope though. She got her own style.
Yeah.
Yeah, she unique. I like her
No,
too.
she's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I think what's interesting about this though is there are moments in time where you get to be on the side of the people you've been fighting against, right? So, for instance, right? So as a black person, we get to say a lot that white people don't get it. You know, there's privilege that you have, that da-da-da, blah, 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 right? And a lot of white people are like, I'm tired of you saying that about me. I'm tired of feeling like I'm the bad guy all the time. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. You always say I'm racist. You always say
Yeah.
I'm this and that, right?
Right.
And as a black person, it's like, yo, get over it. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause it is what it is, right? Now you get to be on the other side where women are levying those same accusations kind of at you.
Yeah.
And now you're like, well, that's not fair. They may be, but I'm not. You know, like you start
right,
feeling
right,
the same
right.
feelings
Yeah.
of that's not, I didn't do that. I wasn't the one that made you a slave. I was, you know what I mean? Like you start
Yeah.
defending yourself
Yeah.
when you know it's not effective to hear that from people that
Yeah.
True.
are systematically oppressing you, right? So you don't want to then go do the same thing to people who are levying those concerns to you. The best thing to do is to say, I hear you. Any way I can help, I'm gonna try to help. I'm listening.
Question: what happens if, not using her as an example, but what happens if somebody, going back to your friend, like where you had a discussion about we got over this and he just said Sean's a jerk, like and you like that's not what happened. But if that person says, but you know what else Sean did, like a year later, and then another 2 years later, you know what else was Sean, like
Yeah,
dude,
this person is just an irritant for
Okay.
the rest of your life type
well,
person.
where it's just like something else comes up, something else
Yeah.
comes up.
Yeah,
What do you
I
think
mean,
about on situations on like that?
it's-
Is that something where it's like, well, then something's wrong with that person?
It's
Or-
difficult, and that's when you got to start doing some one-on-one intervention type stuff. Like, hey, what's what's wrong?
Yeah.
Like not in front of people, but like in person.
Yeah.
Like, are you upset? Like, what can I do to make this better?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you mad at me for everything? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So I
So
don't
you
know.
don't
What's
believe
really
in a
good?
situation like that? No, you don't believe it's you just come to a point to where you just gotta kind of
Cut that person off.
yeah. Exactly.
But again, this is opportune. This is a situation where you can cut them off, but they still levying bombs at your
Well,
true,
true,
brand.
true,
Yeah.
They
true.
still levying bombs at your character online in front of people. So
I
what
get
do you
it.
do about that?
You're right. You're right.
It's hard.
So
It's
it
hard.
has to be
Social
that.
media
It has
makes
to
it
be a
hard because
resolution.
you can't just cut people off for real anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can even block them. They're gonna make a fake page, come comment on
Now,
your stuff.
If you make a fake page just to do that, then something's wrong with you.
Hey man, some
Yo.
hate is real out here, brother. Some
Yo.
hate
It
is
happens.
real.
It
Yeah.
happens.
That's interesting, man. I think I know we're gonna talk about the whole Jermaine Dupri thing, but I think at the same time, I don't want people to lose their opinions though. Like I
Yeah.
think that's a problem. in what I'm saying.
Don't lose your opinion, but always seek to make sure your opinion is godly.
Yeah.
Like nobody has the most godly opinion ever.
Yeah.
Right.
Everybody should be seeking to say, this is what I think right now, but I'm listening. I'm evaluating my position, and it may be better later. But
Right.
not different, but better.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but that's what
Mhm.
conversations happen. But if we into a place where you shut me down because of my opinion, like I'm not gonna talk to you, or you done, then it's like if you shut me down, then how am I gonna learn my opinion?
It takes too much energy to police the behavior of other people. Police yourself. I can't control if you're a jerk, you're having attitude,
No,
you're
but-
whatever. I can't police that.
No,
All
I-
I can do is say, I'm gonna respond the right way. I'm gonna make sure I'm doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Even if you're not.
Right.
That's not my concern.
No, I get that, but what I'm saying is, conversation. The beautiful thing about our culture is if I disagree with you, it's like a conversation can happen that you can make me hear something and I'm like, oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
But that's
versus just you don't know what you're talking
And that's
about.
the point of the
Right.
show. The
That's
reason,
annoying though. Yeah.
The
People
reason
like
this
that.
show
Yeah.
exists is when they see Ryan, Chris and I, Jeremiah and I, argue, we're brothers. Like we can argue about something serious.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I don't think you're right about
Yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, it's like I love you, blah blah blah, peace up, everything's
Right.
good.
But that's
you gotta
not-
be able to do that.
That's not
Yeah.
social media though.
but that's
Even not social media for Christians.
exactly. But that's we're trying to set an
I
example.
see what you mean,
that
yeah.
you can
Yeah.
have serious, difficult conversations about faith, about life, about whatever, gender, race, and still be like, I love you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I don't even feel angry at you. I'm
Yeah.
just passionate about this topic.
Right.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you can do that. You
But
can-
There has to be.
I think we can do that, and I think because we've been around each other for a long period of time that we're doing that, and then even when people come in here, artists, guest hosts with us, even if they have a strong opinion about it, they never leave like I hate y'all, I'm never coming back here again.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think there are people out there that they're not that type of people. They let their emotions run high on topics that just takes them out to a point. Even as a Christian, is like. I thought we were Christian, I thought we were brother and sister, like, but you don't see my way, and it's like, I just may not
Yeah.
see your
But
way.
that just
It's
comes with
crazy.
growth. That's just you just have to have a certain level of maturity to even be able to do
But
that.
here's the deal. This is the end of
Yeah.
the thing. This is how I see the world, right?
Yeah.
Some people disagree with me. Some people feel like somebody says something, stamp it down immediately, get
Yeah.
that joint straight right away.
Yeah.
Ain't no need for pitter pattering around stuff.
Right,
Like
right.
let's get at it, right? That's just not my worldview.
Yeah.
I just don't see it that way. I might be wrong. Like the same thing. We have a conversation. I realize I need to be more about stuff. Then I'm improving, right?
Yeah.
This is how Sean sees the world.
Yeah.
This is just my opinion on how stuff should go.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to seek and figure out what God really thinks these things should go. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's this is my opinion.
Yeah. I feel like if you ain't willing to evolve, like eventually, you're going to dissolve. And that was good. If you ain't willing to evolve, eventually you're going to dissolve. Like you got to reevaluate yourself sometimes though, because you ain't willing to hear other people and stuff. I mean, that's how relationships grow and communication really works. You know, I mean, if you just completely stop talking to somebody just because there's a disagreement, think about you and God. Like if there's something that God is wanting you to do, like so many people go and rebuke things and stuff like that just because it's not what they wanted, but that's actually something that God didn't want you to have because it ain't gonna be good for you. But think about if you would just stop talking to God then just because you upset. Well, the relationship's going to dissolve. Same thing with you as a person. If you ain't willing to continue to accept new things into you. Like, for instance, I had this conversation with this lady the other day. She was like, said she's a Christian, but it was like, you know, borderline for what I'm used to hearing. But then she was speaking a lot of knowledge, and I was just like, oh. But then there was things that at the same time I was like, it sounds like a little twisted. But I couldn't judge her. I had to be like, oh, okay, I get you. I got you. You know, I was willing to hear. You know, I wasn't going to go and criticize her or nothing like that, but I was open to it, to listen. Yeah. And there was things that I thought like, oh, that's a dope view to look at that like that. Never heard of it like that before, you know? But, you know, if you just instantly always want to push everybody off, you may never grow. You may never, you know, go outside of that comfort zone and continue to be a better you. You know, you don't want to get stuck. You know what I'm saying? Don't want that. I'm trying to keep growing.
Yeah. So my point of view is always like, I don't know if y'all got the Bible app right. Today's verse was pursue peace with all men and the sanctification without which no one will see the Lord. Right. Those are things.
For the
Wait a second.
That's the kind of stuff that I gravitate to. Right.
Everybody gets the same verse.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like a random like shuffle. Yeah, everybody was just getting here your verse play. I'm like, what's your verse, dog? You got the same thing. What was it again? It was Acts.
No, maybe not. But what'd you get?
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got Acts 12:15. It says, and they said unto her, thou art mad, but she consistently affirmed that it was even so. Then said they, it was an angel. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, see, I was about to be a little upset like, damn, we all got the same thing.
Maybe not.
But it's cool though.
But those are the things that stand out to me.
Yeah.
Turn the other cheek. Pursue peace with all men. Those are things that since I was a kid that resonates with me.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my role in the situation. Other people may need to be more this or that, right? And I'm just one saying, hey guys, you know, calm down, everything's fine. That's always been my role in all conversations, right? So everybody sees it differently. That's my point of view. So anyway, let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let go.
Miracle from Trackstarz.
Yeah, it is. But that is dope though, because you know now, like as a group, we know you
12
continue
before,
to.
14.
Yeah, I mean that's a good combo to start with friends of that. Hey man, what was your verse of today?
Exclusive content and direct access to your favorite radio hosts.
Does it mean he no longer loves us if we have trouble or calamity, or are persecuted or hungry, or destitute, or in danger, or threatened with death? No. Despite all these things, overwhelming victory is ours through Christ who loved us. And I am convinced that nothing can ever separate us from God's love. My new album, Lowercase, out now. I told the crew if we keep God first with every verse and then rehearse. Kill the beat and get the hearse, no looking back, we can't reverse. Used to curse, taking turns for the worst. Gotta let that living water flow until the pipes burst.
They know I got that fuego, 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 came up from that bando, ay, put in work like Rambo, ay, tell them goons a little, you know I got that fuego, that fuego. I got that sauce at that fuego, yeah, stay with that sauce like Alfredo, yeah, blessings they come when he say so, hold up, hot to my haters, I may know, yeah, I put my homies on payroll, yeah, placed at the top like a Kanko, I throw the deuce up to silence my enemies, right through that potato, lighting up the city, the reason I write for, giving the gospel with the people be needing that light show, giving the pen and we deliver more sinners with eyes closed, see the light up in the dark like the skin on Michael, yeah, I shine too bright with that light up, seek you will find that move, take that boy higher, 3 for that win, might touch me the mic, that's free from my sin, black ties.
Started laughing. I was like, I just felt so, you know, like so betrayed. I was like, wait a second, like, you know, but it wasn't even nothing crazy.
I had a similar situation, but it was just somebody had to catch your hands, and they was like, bro, I thought you would turn your cheek. I was like, look, bro, some of us got a little heater. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I still, me and dude still cool. We just had to fight right quick.
You gotta be cool. You can beat him up. He can't be uncool. He get beat up again.
I'm just saying, it be like that sometimes. Sometimes it's somebody you know, and y'all beefing about something, and the only way, and you know what I'm saying, man to man is like, wait, bro, we just gonna have to hook right quick. After you hook, it's just like, all right, whoever won, all right, cool. All right, we good now. It's over.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I can do that, man. Yeah. Say people gotta be built different for that. I don't know if I can fight somebody and then go back and be their best friend.
With somebody I don't know like that. Like if somebody's just a random person, I'm not gonna get that deep in you because I don't even know you. Right. At the end of this, like neither one of us is gonna get any benefit out of this in the rest of our lives. This is a waste of like 10 minutes.
Especially if you're the one to get beat up, you don't want that.
You don't want to get beat.
Yeah, then you got to go taking that L too. Yeah, he my friend, and he beat me up.
I don't pick fights people I don't know.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah,
If we going that deep,
out
probably
because
so
so sick.
And I know I can beat you up.
And not even,
I'm not gonna get that.
but not even like dealing with this topic. I'm talking about in general. Like you should, as a human being, have an opinion about
People
something.
see something trending on Twitter,
When I
like,
was a kid,
oh,
but that's
and
the
it
don't
looks
fight
negative.
that being
People retreat.
You be like my
Yeah,
friend.
that's why
and he
it's
went too far.
social media makes things opinion
Right.
backlash seem loud.
Yeah.
If you think something and then there's like thousands of people on Twitter saying like, everybody.
Yeah, now you know. Now you know.
But that's just the way it's squad.
Got it.
We that type of where it's like, all right, you got to wrestle because of that, or all right, we got to.
All right. Now, hold on, brother. You hugged my mom a little too long, real quick. I was saying, it's like, wait a minute. See you out back.
Somebody get punched in the chest, just like, hey, bro, why you punching? Hey, bro, don't do that.
Right. Hmm? Yeah. Hit me a little too hard. A little too hard there, player. Some people need to get hit back, though. I remember I was coming up. There was this one dude. He'd go around. He always, like, bully everybody, hit everybody. And he was my friend and stuff. He hit me one time. I stuck him in the chest hard. He hit me no more. Sometimes that's all it is. Just wake him up. Like, oh, okay. He don't like
You
that.
do that with somebody you know.
Yeah.
If somebody random is going to be like, all right, this is about to cause a war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Y'all let them know they don't want them problems. They want them problems. Jesus flipped tables, baby. So hold up.
You can't be, like, I'm from Florida. I can't be from Florida, go to California, and then talk like I'm from Florida. Like, that's not going to work out. I'm going to lose that fast.
Y'all both got palm trees, man.
This is
Hug
a
it up.
completely different culture. Y'all don't know me. I don't know y'all. I don't know how it works there. Y'all know how it works where I'm from. It's not going to work out. It's that same type of concept.
Yeah.
And I feel like we come from two different worlds. Either get to know each other so that when you have that conversation, you understand motives, you understand perspective, you understand things like that.
You mentioned
have it with none of that context. All it is all you know is exactly the words that that person has said about that person. So if you say this, to me, this is your whole concept. The only thing I know about you is that you have this opinion.
Right.
So my whole thought process of you is based on that one opinion. I don't know anything else.
Right.
I'm not reading through the rest of your tweets just to find out who you are.
Right.
I'm not reading through the rest.
You mentioned Cali, though. I'm thinking about his in and out now.
Instagram, your Facebook, and see that you said, oh, I love my mama on Tuesday. Like,
In and out sound real good, brother.
You know what another conversation we can have?
In and out.
People are really arguing with bots.
Arguing with
are you
bots?
talking about the Russian bots?
No, I'm just saying in general, like people ain't even real people you talking to. It's just like
Oh yeah.
somebody faking it.
Did you hear about that? I don't know if you talked about that. I don't remember if you talked about that on the show. But Microsoft
Give me a second.
put out
You're
created
in and out.
Twitter bot.
Ain't just a
And put it on
wonderful
it and
place.
made it like learn from the internet, use machine learning.
Do they have them? They don't
Made
have
it
them
learn
in
from the
Atlanta,
internet.
do
It took 2 hours
No, I
for the
didn't think
internet to make that bot
they?
racist.
Is it just the out west thing?
It was
Yeah, there's
saying
a lot
like
of out west stuff I need to come
Word,
over
it
here.
was like it was
Yeah.
saying something like
I agree.
All right, here we go.
I'm
Coming
excited
in.
they moved Hattie
it took
B's
2
here.
hours.
There's a good one here. Hattie B's hot chicken?
Oh, I need to talk to you about that.
Oh, you never had it? Oh, brother. I could talk hours on that.
All right, man. Entertainment report time. Let's get it going. All right, man. Shout out to No Big Deal. Was happy to announce that his track "Close" slid into number 8 spot on the Christian Hot AC charts. The single is from his latest album Solar.
Dope.
And joins the company of Lauren Diego, We Are Messengers, Switchfoot, and others. The number 8 on Billboard. This time it's not a feature. Thank you. He's tweeted. Now that Deal has left Capitol Records. He's no longer on Capitol Records. He said he took it to the throne of the master, broke free. Now I own all my masters. So
Dope.
Shout out to him, man.
That's important. Yeah, I just seen him.
definitely dope.
We was at Creation Fest and he was there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You need to own what you labor.
Yeah, man. That's huge. And for some strange reason, I always thought that Indie Tribe is going to stay indie. Like I really thought that.
Yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah, man. So, all right, man. Y'all boy, Mr. West, recently did an interview with Forbes where he talked about his creative process. The first thing he mentioned was how reading the Bible inspires and sparks his creativity. He said, I'll be working on home designs and looking at the reference from 3,000 years ago, reading the Old Testament at the same time. It's like a soundtrack to the visuals and shapes of what we're creating. A lot of my creative friends, I tell them the Bible is better than Pinterest. You could bring something into a space and time we exist and while reflecting thousands of years of truth. That's from Mr. West.
Mr. West, Mr. West.
Sure, like, I'm gonna stay clear with that.
I didn't hear what you said.
He said
I think that was purposely.
he said my spiritual shield was up.
Yeah. That's from Mr. West. All right, man. On a serious note, we have to lift up Tross the Giant. If y'all know about his situation, he was diagnosed with leukemia. Recently, acute myeloid leukemia. He was also he got interviewed by Ruslan. Shout out to Ruslan. And on his YouTube channel, he kind of went in depth about what happened to him. On May 3rd, he started his first phase of chemotherapy, a very difficult process. And then also his friend, Zach, I can't say his last name, Zach has created a GoFundMe account to support his expenses. The description explains that the funds raised will go towards his medical expenses not covered by insurance or for paying his bills in the absence of being able to work. www.gofundme.com help dash Tross the Giant beat cancer. So I think he was, last time I saw it, he was almost there to his goal. So if you're listening and if you want to help him out, please go help our brother in Christ out with this. If you can't.
Can we kill cancer, please?
Yes.
Like, can Christians, can we get behind that?
Yes.
Right. One big prayer group.
I mean, like, this team has been touched with it. My dad, my mom, Maya. Like, golly, man.
It's ridiculous.
Y'all believe there's a cure?
You think? What, you think it's a conspiracy?
I don't think it's a conspiracy, but I think there's been a cure. You don't think so? You don't think so?
It must be a conspiracy. Why ain't they giving it up?
No, I'm saying you don't. I mean, because I seen this interview online, and they were talking about it. And they were like, well, how's business doing? And they were like, business is very good. And they said cancer alone was 600 billion, not million, 600 billion a year. I said, what?
The whole medical industry is expensive.
Oh yeah, it's like you think about the evil in the world and stuff, and like the man behind it getting all that money. You really think they would, because let's be honest. When somebody's sick, you gonna pray for them.
It's a conspiracy.
No, I'm saying I'm saying when somebody's sick, I don't know, maybe it is. But when somebody is sick that you don't know, you gonna pray for them. But like when it's somebody that's sick that is really close to you, it's a whole different vibe you feel.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It
So
really
it's
is.
like you go and take somebody that's high up that don't know none of these people that are really sick. They ain't really gonna care. They're seeing that money more.
Going on with your conspiracy. I also heard this. No, I'm just serious. I heard people now. And I heard a pastor talk about this. He was like, now they're just giving people, if they think you have a symptoms of it, they're giving you the diagnosis.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So like if they feel like you have a form of cancer or whatever, they just giving you that diagnosis without even giving you the whole thing.
We could do a whole topic on medical.
Yeah, because it is a big business. I mean, even when my wife was going through it and we had a conversation and different things like that, it was just the pills. And I'm talking about even for, I know her situation, even my situation with asthma, it's a lot of money in that. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm huge on huge on prayer and eating correctly and all that and everything too and stuff like that to heal your body and stuff. But
so,
a lot of people ain't.
Lewis said conspiracy talk is Jeremiah excited. That is true. That is true. Conspiracy J.
Not as much. I'm not one of those thousands of people at Area 51. All right. All right. Comment section. Andy Mineo, work in progress pre-order. The NF The Search pre-order. Aaron Cole, Not by Chance pre-order. John Keefe, Olympius. I hope I said that right. No big deal. MC Hammer, Derek Minor, David, Thizzle. Let's get to it. Drew Beck's Crown, Cannon, Fortune Cookie, Double ATL, Don't Fold. Our guy Prophet Josiah come back. And what you guys got to promote, man?
Well, see Elevation, I dropped my single Way Up back around Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
And I just shot the video yesterday. So I was at the Unapologetic merch store. We did some green screening and stuff for that.
Good people, man.
Yeah, man. So later on this fall, I'll be dropping the EP, Unapologetically Unapologetic. So,
All right.
yeah.
Say it with authority. Yeah.
I'm talking. I ain't apologizing. I ain't pulling no punches, man. So yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Like that. Yeah, man. J Nib. New lyric video just came out. I was pumped, man. Glory to God. It's been out. 8 o'clock will make 4 days. It just hit over 30,000 views earlier, so I was excited about that.
That's big.
Just got I head out to Louisiana next week for the Rhythm of Gospel Awards. I got a finalist for 4 awards and stuff, so I was like, okay, Jesus. And then and I got another one coming up. I was pumped, because being an artist and stuff, all the work is in the album.
Yeah.
So I got Album of the Year here in Atlanta for Praise Factor Award. I became a finalist, so I was hyped about that. And then album out right now. Resilient. Go stream it, give them streams up, and then Bruce Banner is the new single out right now. The lyric video just dropped. It's doing really well. Radio's been picking up. I didn't expect it to be a radio track. It's just something hype, you know. Bruce Banner, the Hulk, and it was based off Psalms 118:6. For the Lord is on my side, whom shall I fear? What can man do unto me? I feel incredible, feel unstoppable, feel like Bruce Banner. But yeah, man, got a lot of stuff coming up and stuff. So just jnip.com or on social medias. Come connect with me.
Good stuff.
Dope, man.
So we actually just became an official TV show.
Yeah, man.
So if you're a film buff like me, you know about IMDb. So if you go on imdb.com right now, you'll actually see Trackstarz and
yeah,
that's dope.
So keep praying for us. We're trying to open some new doors, get on some more TV stations. We started out as exclusively radio. Then we kind of moved into podcasting. Then we kind of moved into music business, and then we kind of moved into TV. Ultimate goal is to move into film, and we're getting closer. So keep praying for us. My original passion was film. It's expensive, so it takes a little bit of work to get to it. But we've been building up and getting everything we need to make it happen. We got scripts, we got all that, we got people, producers, all that. So
real quick, explain to the people, because I've seen some. On our Facebook page, people have been asking about the music being taken out and the reason for it when you said podcasting, so you could let them know.
Okay. So when what you're witnessing right now is our live show.
Yeah.
Right. This is not really a live show in the sense of a live TV show. This is a behind the scenes show. You're seeing how we create our products, right? So we're actually recording this for radio, for podcasts, for TV, all kinds of things, right? So at the same time, we have to make sure we're covering every aspect of a TV show, a radio show, and a podcast. So our podcast, we removed the music because the podcast format, you don't expect to be sounding like a radio show with music and all that. So we decided to take that out. But the whole show with the music is still available for the radio outlets.
Yeah.
So if you want to be able to listen to the whole show with music, you got to ask your local radio people to get it on their station, right? So it's on you if you want to hear the whole radio show. So radio, we're formatting it for radio, podcast for podcast, and TV for TV. We're separating it.
It's dope.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations to y'all, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
Impact TV, we're on actually right now.
And they haven't actually. We're not even supposed to be talking about this.
Okay.
It's not official yet. They did air us last week, which was crazy.
That's awesome.
Because we were at the funeral when it aired, and we had no idea. Right. So they haven't actually worked it out, but they're slotting us in randomly. But eventually, they're gonna actually put us in as like an official show. So flip over to Impact if you have it. DirecTV, I know it's like in the 300s or something. Dish Network, I think, has it. So go check it out. It's either gonna be 12 or 12:30, I think. So just watch Impact, record 12 and 12:30 time slot, and just wait for us to show up.
Yeah, they got on a lot. Roku, Apple
Roku,
TV,
if you don't have it on your TV, it's definitely on Roku, and you can watch it on there.
Yeah, man. So it's good to go, man.
So keep praying, seriously, keep praying for us. And if you want to intern with Trackstarz, we definitely need, now since we're getting into more TV and film, we're going to need people that know how to operate cameras, that know how to produce, direct, edit, all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in that world, holler at us, even acts. Because we're shooting, stuff with scripts and stuff. So holler at us if you're in the Atlanta area and you want to be a part. If you're not, you can still kind of help, but this will be a different role. But we need people here that can help us with film, television, that whole world. All right? So let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Ready? That's awesome, man. I was just telling him, that's how I knew about like the Roku and all that and everything, because I was just
Let's go. From LA to Atlanta, NY to Havana, now until forever, lifting up Hosanna. Like diamonds in the sky, we shine a light of grace. Shine forever, cause he got it from the grave.
We shine our light, like LED. My calling is to rise and shine, I don't compete. Mount on eagle wings, we run with no fatigue. On the better things, my past can RIP. When you walking in your vision, there's always somebody saying what you can't do. But when God is in it, every cynic and critic will see you doing what they can't do. Fake moves, got a limelight glow, shine like gold. Walking in my breakthrough, setting sky high goals, my light bulb, doing what a light do. Put in my
That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem.
520 Collective, where music meets ministry and the indie artist takes center stage.
Take a ride through my old town. Old me, old Sean. Might need boats, cry oceans. Here float down my old child. Fear so broke, no hope round here. Been trying to cope since like 01. Better slow down for your cosign. You might ocean.
What's going on? This is Shantana with the Trackstarz, letting you know about our awesome new Spotify playlist called Milk. Subscribe to the Milk playlist today to get the best in Christian hip-hop with artists like Derek Minor, Lecrae, Gavi, No Big Deal, Zonti, What Slime, Cannon, Tori Deshawn, and much, much more. Trust me, you need this playlist in your life. Milk is updated weekly, so make sure you subscribe today.
You ready? Switch out.
Yeah, man. I want to definitely connect with y'all on some stuff, man. All the stuff you was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Because I actually got my my own business and stuff. I do a lot of marketing and stuff with videos and promotions and editing and all that.
Is this your brand with the X's here?
This? Yeah. That's me. It stands for like. It started out as an X and it's in my logo and stuff. It stands for the blood of Christ, though. That's all it is. That's why it's got.
I figured that's what it was. I noticed that it was on the hat and the chain, so I was wondering if that was your own line.
Yeah. This hat I'm getting a bunch of them printed up and stuff. But yeah, I got a partner here and stuff. He just became my manager here, and he's getting ready to create another FM station now. You know, that 102.5 is the only FM station here. He's about to go and create one now too. And he's got TV stations and all that and stuff. So when you were saying that, you know,
let us know. We're trying to get on. Like we've really focused on radio for the last 10 years, but now we're really trying to get into TV and stuff.
Yeah.
So making shows for other people, all that.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was saying, we definitely need to connect stuff because do a lot of stuff. Y'all be blessings around here. There's blessings dropping everywhere. How about that? Now, question: what is this thing? I looked at it like 3 times.
Oh, this is what it's recording the show.
Oh, okay. Dope. See, I thought it would have been getting picked up by like the speaker or the microphones on the cameras.
These 3 cameras are connected to this.
That's dope.
And then I control what camera.
And it's streaming it straight out right now?
Yeah.
And then
so if you go on your phone and you go to the channel.
Don't do it because
it's a delay.
Gotcha. Yeah, because I was looking on Facebook. I was gonna go and share it. We was talking about earlier, but it's YouTube. Okay, that's dope though. That's slick. So like then it goes in there. You can control all the settings, so nothing's different. No different levels on the cameras. That's
I set the levels on the cameras. It doesn't have any of that features yet. But you could do green screen. You could do up to 4 cameras at a time. You could do 10 in total, but 4 switch between 4 at a time.
Gotcha.
You can actually broadcast to all of them: YouTube, Facebook,
all one word,
all at the same time too.
That's dope.
So we're not even using all of the capabilities yet. You can do overlays, lower thirds.
78.
That's dope. So you over there, you going and clicking and changing the angles and everything too?
I thought you said
That's live.
I'm so used to people asking for my IG.
Let's say you were talking.
Yeah, Twitter 78.
And I switch it to you.
I gotta get back
while you're
active
speaking.
on Twitter.
Let's say Sean is speaking.
Everybody tell me, you know,
and that's
like
actually
Stephen
going
did
out
a
live
little
right now.
That's dope. That's slick.
I talked with him a little bit.
So the new thing we're trying is to run commercials during a live show, right?
Like right now.
So right now, even though he's playing music, that's going to the radio recording.
Yeah.
I post on
But
it,
they
I'm not
see
really active
my
on it.
laptop, and I'm running commercials, and then he switches back to the live feeds when they're done.
So get people to pay for the slots and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Get Trackstar money. That's dope.
And now we can even sell commercial spots into our TV show.
That's
We
dope.
haven't started doing that yet.
That's what's up. Heck yeah. Yeah, he's the radio dude I was telling about stuff. He just teamed up with Rejoice.
Okay.
And then so they're going on all the terrestrial stations, and then they I can't remember what the TV station is around here. What's one of the big ones around here? Is it P&G or something? It's one of the main stations. I can't remember what it is though. But that's the TV station they're going on. But he sent pictures, posting them up online. So it's like the big boy cameras in the studios with the green screens and everything. I was just like, oh, that's slick. Because he was right now. He's getting more people to
the volume is a little low.
Use it.
I don't know.
But that stuff's so cool to me. I love all like the media stuff.
Auto is a little low. If you guys are make sure I hear you.
I'm not rising music. Us, we are.
No, you keep the music down.
Okay.
But since this is not compressed, you might have to boost it a little bit.
Okay.
Because when I listened last 2 weeks ago, it was hard to hear. If they could put compressors in there, that would be amazing.
Brand new.
Next week I need to make sure I bring it.
Yeah, and you could do it. You could preview it. Just click the little headphone button. You can hear how loud it is.
Yeah, it gets real loud this season.
It's fine, do it, because I mean we're offline. So you can hear us.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But yeah, eventually we should have headphones that you could preview right there.
Are you gonna be a model for Unapologetic?
Nah, we not really, man. It's just like me and Murph. I've known him for probably like 15 years.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of happened that I mean, it kind of just this EP kind of falling along the lines with the brand. You know?
The only thing is we haven't tested to see if this can pick
We
up
was actually just gonna do
through
some
the wall. You see what I'm saying?
some outside location.
Yeah.
And just ended up just start green screening and just it was hot. So we just ended up shooting.
I don't think so. Don't.
Plus, I mean, just the whole way up.
But actually, you know what? That shouldn't be a problem for that.
I think it'll make it dope for them to
You
go
should be able
ahead
to do that anywhere. The problem I'm foreseeing is if we ever buy another receiver, and then like let's say we did a green screen like cutaway shot in there, like news or something. I don't know if it'll find it in that other room. We have to test that.
Also, I got multiple rooms that you're using.
Yeah, we have that room over there too.
Yeah, y'all got the joint.
So
Will that one turn into the TV or no?
Exactly. So my idea is eventually for this live show is to have somebody in there in front of the green screen, sitting on a stool. So when we go into breaks like this, they can be in there doing like hot topics or whatever.
Kind of like on Snapchat when you slide across, they always got the green screens in the back delivering the news and stuff like that. That's dope, man.
And then cut back over to here when the show is back on. You know.
Right. That's dope. That's what's up.
We're trying to build it up.
So you already got like graphics designers and like video people for all that, or that's what you're looking for?
I have to do
Nah,
all
they get a
this.
lot of elementary schools and stuff.
So that's why I need help.
They've been doing a lot of performances at the schools.
I said the.
Whatever.
Wait.
Boys been traveling all over the nation.
So when it comes to graphics stuff, I can help with that
so
too.
funny that you hear.
I decided to do another flyer for a
like,
client last night and stuff.
You live here?
It's more
Yeah, I just moved here about
doing
7 months ago.
Keep coming up, man, because the more you hear, you can see kind of where you can fit.
I love this stuff anyway. Like just being able to talk about stuff like that, and be yourself.
Because I mean, we're really like trying to figure it out from scratch. Like every little piece of this has just been like, hey, let's try this, let's try that, let's try that. We're trying to get it to where this is a legit TV production studio.
Like they always hit me like
Getting
Frames
closer.
back there. Some of those jumps.
Yeah, you invite me back, I'll be back, class. This stuff's fun to me.
You doing what?
Definitely if you want to help,
showcase?
just let me know.
Yeah. Don't y'all have just
I just say
different people that come through all the time, or I can just
It
come
just
back
seems like a
here?
pay to play thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, yes, you can come up any Saturday.
Here's the thing.
Hang out. You may not always be on the mic, but just be in the room and figuring out where, okay, I think I can help with this, and then, you know.
That's open doors for like
I just remember what I was gonna say.
church.
I think I was just kind of playing it down like this to where it could really take me. You know what I'm saying? So that's
All
my
you
own
need
bias.
is one person to see your change your life.
Right.
With an opportunity that's like crazy. So it's like
I can get it, because my idea was,
You don't need 4 gigs. You can get 35.
Jump on it.
right, okay. So while I was
and there's nothing wrong with.
I figured I would get one just to throw in my work bag, so like while I'm at work, I could be doing some Python or whatever on the side while I'm doing my other stuff,
Especially for a demand.
without having to bring my whole laptop. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Because a
That was my
demand is
idea.
different than just.
Because I haven't showed you the site.
Yeah.
I've been making a new site.
And he said the audio sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
So
That's dope.
So you said
I am not doing a conspiracy theory segment.
I really wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking, like, because I really think it's true.
There's a cure for everything
But
that
that's
we got, man.
I mean, I believe that
listen,
too. But
yeah.
that is a conspiracy.
Honestly, the cure is
So,
natural,
this is where I'm at now.
holistic.
I got the bare bones
stuff.
of it.
Yeah,
But
godly
like
approved stuff.
Looks
grow
kinda
from
like
the
more
ground
like
stuff. A
this,
lot of
where you can
I
have
didn't
a
know
picture.
until like a year ago, ginger
Log out.
is the best medicine for allergies.
Yeah, man.
is
Yeah,
for
they clean
asthma.
all that right
Yeah.
out.
Helps blood.
I didn't even know that until recently.
Yeah, all that.
It's like God
My wife
set
just
it
started
up for
using
you.
it because she got
Change
diagnosed. Like she
your
just recently got diagnosed.
Change your membership.
like pre-diabetic or whatever. You know what I'm saying? She already had blood pressure issues.
Still some things.
But see, my pops, tell her like my pops like been
down.
juicing for like
I need to fix this.
20 years or something like that. And the man don't even get sick really. Barely a cold.
I ain't been sick in about 4 years.
Yeah, he be juicing, and that's a lot of garlic.
The main thing that all the Trackstarz website wants to do is to be able to let people.
Now, like when it comes to the aliens and all that stuff, you know, I consider that stuff really conspiracy. Like, is it true? Is it not?
Hide sections of the website if they're not.
It's kind of biased to think that we the only like.
Hey, are we coming in?
Right. Oh no, yeah, of all the planes and everything. But I'm just saying, like, that's kind of something. It's like it's really like whoa, you know. But like,
compared to like,
I feel like I feel like that stuff is
dropping.
like it's almost like obvious. Like then you get into like Dr. Sebi and all them. Come on.
Yo, what's going on? This is MC Jin. Yeah, and you're checking out the Trackstarz. We're in the field, live and direct. Peace.
Yeah, back in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstarz.com. Sign up for the universe. If you sign up for the universe, that just means that you're part of the crew, part of the squad, find out about stuff that we have going on. But you could also be a part of the official universe. So if you want to get a Trackstarz t-shirt, that makes you like you really in there. That makes you a Trackstar. So you get a free Trackstarz t-shirt, and then you get to be a part of our official Facebook group and find out about things that are coming up ahead of time, stuff like that. And, you know, kind of help with the show. Jeremiah will jump in there and get topic suggestions and line-for-line suggestions, things like that. So that is our version of Patreon. So if you want to support us, do that. All right. So speaking of women, Jermaine Dupri got a little backlash for something he said. Well, it was like People TV, or
he was on People TV,
and they asked him about do you like the new female rappers? He was basically talking about
he was talking about the Brat first.
The Brat, right?
Because all right, for people who don't know, it was the first solo female platinum artist for a woman was the Brat that Jermaine Dupri brought out. She came out after Criss Cross. After his success with Criss Cross, he brought her out next, I believe. And she killed. Like, and she killed her time. So they went from that to talking about the Brat to current women. And then when he started talking about current women, they asked him, like, so what do you think about women now? And like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, and everything like that. And he was like, basically, he's like, I don't know. He's like, they kind of rap and they all kind of sound the same. They all talk about strip club stuff. And everybody, he's like, he feels like everybody's not rapping. Nobody's rapping to be like the top rapper. Everybody's just rapping about strip club stuff. Why did he say that? He was getting killed like 10 times worse than we were. So like he was getting, and he's still getting murdered. And then he responded. I mean, Cardi B responded saying like, it's not really on. And I kind of agree with what she said. She was like, there's other women out there that don't rap about sex and stuff like that, but y'all don't support them. Y'all got to support them. The blogs don't support them. The radio stations and everything like that. So he kind of responded to her and everything like that. But then also he tweeted out that he's going to do a female cipher, all female cipher for So Def is going to do an all female cipher after the backlash he got, after the calls he got, the emails and all like that stuff. So we go from there. Sean.
And
go ahead.
I was like, that's what I thought y'all was talking about earlier when I said it's just the Christian room you're talking about, because it's like when it comes to female artists, honestly, female artists are popping right now. Maybe not in the Christian realm. That's why I had to ask, because I was like, I wasn't catching. I was like, wait a second, they're like killing it right now. But I do agree with him in parts though, because I mean, you do look at them, and it's like a lot of them. They're nowadays is like they're all conforming to like what Nicki and what Cardi look like. You know, they all come out with the colored hair, the tight. And I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. It's just that's what they do. And like when it comes on to the radio and stuff like that, like she said, it is true. Like the world. You know, and you would consider that secular as the world. That's what they feed on. They feed on negativity. They feed on all the drama and you know, all the bad stuff. So it's like, of course, that's what they're going to be drawn to and play all the time and talk about.
I was just going to say, that's not even with females, though. I mean, that's just mainstream. It's a lot of artists that just sound the same.
Oh, yeah.
You got to actually look. I have to actually Google them and look them up sometime because they. Like, I thought it was Lil Uzi. It's somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like you.
But I think that's what the women, the backlash for him coming from was women were saying, what about the men? The men just rap about sex, money, drugs,
drug music,
man.
That.
I tie it all together, all of them. It's like it's like different waves that keep coming out. I remember it was like 2010 and all that. It was like a lot of the rappers, and I'm not here to talk shade on nobody. I'm just speaking real. It was like they were all coming out with the Chuck Taylors again, skinny jeans, tattoos. And then now it went into the real tight necklaces with tats all over your face and all this and stuff. And it's just different waves that keep going on. And you look at it, and that's all the artists that are hot now.
I would say this, though. I will say the difference between mainstream, the men in mainstream hip hop and the women, the men, I would say, what I've seen recently, have a little balance to them. That's what I think. Like, I'm thinking like Cole, Kendrick.
Yeah, they stand
out.
out.
I knew that's where you was going with it.
Migos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though they still curse and stuff, but there's a balance. You don't have to listen to Migos. You could listen to Cole
there's
in his
lyrics.
camp, or you could listen to Kendrick Lamar. You could listen to Chance the Rapper. You could listen to different people that's being pushed on radio. That's what I'm saying.
What about Rhapsody?
There's female artists. There's female artists out there that.
But
like
Rhapsody,
that too, but the
Rhapsody, she's not. You have to dig to find Rhapsody. She's not on radio like that.
Yeah.
And that's something where maybe her label or her team.
Listen to radio though. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying?
A lot of people still listen to radio, bro.
But young people, like, what I'm saying is that people can go find whatever they want anywhere.
True.
But it's not
But if you
like Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, Nicki is presented to these people.
Exactly.
I think
you don't know
Rhapsody is not presented.
if you don't know to
I
look
think
for
it's
them,
more of a blog thing than a radio thing, though. That's a different conversation.
But see, you just said, I've never even heard of them. Rhapsody?
Rhapsody, yeah.
That's a group? That's a girl?
That's a girl by herself, yeah.
I heard her.
That's it. So, but why is it? Because of the radio, or is it because you don't see it on Complex and Joe Budden?
Well, I'd say it's probably because I just don't see it. I know of like the Cardis and all of them and stuff like that because that's what's put in your face all the time and stuff.
Yeah, you can't.
I never really dug
you can't
deep to
avoid
find
Cardi.
it.
Yeah. You
But-
can't avoid
Yeah,
Cardi
but
B.
that's the thing though. Is like like y'all was saying. I mean, there is a lot of dope female artists, secular and Christian. But you just got to work harder. You got to go on a search to find them because you look up dope female artists. You type that in. What's all gonna pop up at the top? It's gonna be like all the Cardis and Megan Thee Stallion and all them.
Why do you think he got the backlash from the female rappers? Why do you think it was so strong? Like,
because it's just a chicken or the egg. If you don't want me to make music like this, tell your
Male
boys
craze.
to stop liking it. I
see
think
what you
that's
mean.
kind of like, so what do you want me to do if I stop doing this?
Yeah.
Then you won't like it.
Yeah, not gonna be popping.
So it's like one of those things. My ultimate thing is it worth, like, just because people like stuff, is it worth doing it? Just because this is a bigger conversation. I want to talk about that another time. Look,
Yeah.
should we be making music because people like it, or should you be making music that you actually personally think is good and you actually vouch for it?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like Cardi is saying, I don't even like the stuff I make, but since you guys like it, I'll keep doing it.
Well, I think from a business standpoint, you got to think about it. If she's a
Exactly.
cash cow at Atlantic Records, and Atlantic Records said, "Hey, that Be Careful record ain't doing as good as
Money
Press
and
or Money."
I thought Be Careful was the best one.
Yeah. So if they're saying that to her, she's probably looking at it like, well, okay, well then I'm gonna just give them what they always wanted,
Yeah.
or they know me for, or whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This feels a lot like the Aisha Curry, Kim Kardashian conversation, right? Remember,
Yeah.
it's like
Wholesome versus.
is it their fault or is it the guys
well,
listening's fault?
But I mean, the labels is the gatekeepers, though. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to put out what they require
Right.
you to put out.
Yeah.
From a business
But
standpoint.
who are these people?
Right.
Who are these people
Yeah.
that are saying, I want to hear Cardi talk about this?
So the label managers, label owners.
But that's what I'm telling
But they're
you.
saying it's the fans.
right.
It's
Only
not
'cause
the fans. It's not the fans.
I
I would say it is. I would say
They're used to it.
I would say 60% fan, 40% industry.
They're used to it, but I mean, whatever they're taking what you feed them, though. A lot of these fans they're still taking what you feed them. So if you got the labels telling you this is what you got to put out, this is what they're used to getting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I'm gonna say this. Okay. Controversial statement. Controversial. I'm gonna drop a bomb. And I think I said this to somebody before. If Lauryn Hill dropped today, she would not be successful.
Nah.
She's
I agree.
amazing though.
I
Let's
agree.
take a moment of silence. She's
I
amazing.
agree.
Wait,
But-
you okay? Wait, hold on.
On a certain level.
Hold on. What do you mean by successful?
Meaning, like how she was successful in the '90s, she wouldn't be as successful today.
I don't know. What about like
feel-
right now? Like right now.
That's what I'm saying. Right now.
I don't know because now it's like I
And
feel
it's
like
two
there's
reasons. It's two reasons why I'm saying that. Go ahead.
I was like, because I feel like there's starting to be another shift again.
Okay.
And I feel like people are actually like looking and actually liking different things now. Because you're starting to see more lyricists come around and people are starting to jump on board like, yo, this is dope. Because they're finally starting to get tired of the watered down, all that stuff.
But the bottom line is, well, what I think is, it's just not going to be even, you have those fans that's going to want that.
Yeah, always.
But it's still not going to be pushed as hard as Cardi or Megan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not.
Is this more of a, just a perv problem? Like, is this just a matter of guys just want to see Cardi naked? And
when it comes to the women, it could be
whatever music that fits that. Like, if the video is gonna make you more naked if you talk about this, then do that. Is this just a perv problem where guys sitting just scroll on Instagram looking at naked people?
Yeah. But no, I mean, this is my thing. Is like, you know, you gotta think like, we're not dumb. Label execs and stuff, you know, they've been running the game and stuff. They know, like you were saying, I agree with you and I agree with you.
Yeah.
You know, it is. I'd say, you know, like you said, 60% of the fans, but it's like these label execs too. They know what the people like that. They have people out there that just study it and they go over it all the time. So it's like they're going to influence the artists that they have signed to make the type of music that people want to hear.
The reason why I said what I said, okay, one, the consumer, back in the day, like even if it was wrong, the righteousness we had back in the day and the urban concepts, it was some type of, you knew like, was she saying, like, I think about doo-wop. If you ever heard, you broke down the lyrics to doo-wop when she goes after the women and then she goes for the men. That song, people would hate that song today because it's confronting you as a person. It's almost like preaching to you, like, you got to do better. And it's like, right now we got an attitude of, who do you to tell me to do better with my life? You get what I mean?
I get that. I get that.
Well, I think the only reason I'm hesitating is because to me, what made Lauren stand out was she was an amazing singer as well.
Yeah,
so
she could sing.
She had even if people wouldn't listen to her rap, she could slide in the door with the singing. You see what I'm saying? Like her songs were powerful.
So, but like her, using her for example, the singer her, she popping right now. She's starting to bubble. But I don't hear, like, I when I go to work and people playing their radio stations, is probably V103 or Hot 107.9, I don't really hear her as much. I hear Cardi, I hear City Girls, I hear Megan. Like, I don't hear different things. And like, I think it's like I said, the 60-40, because as a consumer, if we look at it and say, this is done, this is play, I don't want to hear this, and we're looking more focused, we know this, for example, when we talk to people, curators of playlists, if they're looking for something, if it's hot, people gonna look for it.
But I'm saying, you know, like, even with that though, it's still, this is like, for a perfect example, there are songs that I've heard that the first time I heard, I was like, yo, this joint is whack. But you hear it like 100 times and it becomes catchy.
Every word.
It becomes catchy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, you know, I feel a little different about
like
that
in
now.
January was whack, but by March or April, you're like, yo, that's my song.
And I'm saying, so that's what I think, that's what happens a lot, man. You know, some of this stuff is like, you know, people like, because some of this stuff, my son, I brought my 13-year-old with me, but he cooling with his cousin. So I was gonna bring him with me, but anyway, some of the stuff he listened to, I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? What is this? But it's the dopest thing to him. You know what I'm saying? But he heard it a million times.
Is it a DJ problem too? Like, you typically don't rap serious, conscious lyrics over poppy club music. So is there a way to marry those two where, like kind of like in the early 2000s, like a Jay, and they would make anthem poppy music, but they would still be spitting in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we need more songs that have what the club wants, but it's still laced with?
I think that
I don't see a lot of both of those happening.
I mean, I'm thinking, okay,
it's like it's either got to be Dreamville or it's got to be Migos. What if it was a mix?
Well, I think it can happen. I think we do the best of that. I think what CHH does is you can get a song like coming in hot, and then when you hear it, it's like it can knock in a club atmosphere, or you know, or like a Full Throttle can rock in a club. But when you listen to what he's talking about, what Rick talking about in that song, you be like, oh, okay. So it's almost like your confrontation of, I mean, you hear people say this all the time. I don't want to be, when I'm in a club, I'm in a club to dance. I'm in there to have fun. I really don't want to be, I want you to blow my high, basically.
Right.
You know
Don't be preaching to me.
Don't be preaching to me.
I'm trying to have a good time.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're getting preached to.
Yeah.
Like the Migos is preaching louder than anybody or whoever else is. They're preaching a theology of money, women, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're getting preached to. You just don't see it as that. But when somebody's telling you, man, you need to do better, it's like that's preaching to me too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the world feeds off that negativity.
So it's all just, is this just sex sales, period? Like, is there any way to defeat that? Like, that seems undefeated.
It is, especially in this climate too. I think this climate, it's more like if somebody's pretty, if somebody's attractive, and they just they're using what they got, then let's go. You know what I mean? And like you said, what you talked about, guys just like liking pictures, or girls looking at that guy that they want, and he's liking those pictures, and it's like, so that's what you want.
This is gonna feel like a left turn, but this to me is our ultimate problem here. Have you heard of Barstool Sports?
I think so.
Yeah,
it's
Snapchat.
So the guy who runs that is super. Let's say our fans wouldn't enjoy him either.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's super misogynistic. So he doesn't care. Says whatever. No PC attitude at all. Right. And they were doing a piece on him because he's gotten in trouble a lot for stuff he said to women and things, reckless, right? But the way he built Barstool Sports was he made this like 4-page newspaper, and he would go down to the subway and try and get people to get it. Nobody cared about it. So then he started putting females on the front with no
like
clothes.
Sports Illustrated.
And all of a sudden they're joint hotcakes, right?
Yeah.
He would throw like Girls Gone Wild Star parties, hotcakes. Now, then he should start getting loose with his mouth and blah, blah, blah. Now it's a big, big, big business.
Yeah.
Sex is undefeated, man. Like, and that's just something that we don't have in our pocket. We can't pull that out.
Right.
Like that's a cheat code. How do you defeat something that works so well for the other side of this argument?
So you don't
people
think
who think there's
love
nothing
will?
wrong. Do people run and go buy up love? Like
No, but what I'm saying, because I remember a couple weeks ago at my church, they talked about Satan's counterfeit of what God offers, and they was talking about sex and pornography and all of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's like the counterfeit of love.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm asking if you can genuinely, like, when I heard, and going back to the topic we were saying, when I heard doo-wop, she wasn't judging them people. She was like, it genuinely, you could tell she genuinely had love for people in those predicaments that she wanted to see out of those predicaments.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? So I think if you come with genuine love, now you can't come with a soapbox mentality. And I think that's what we come in at sometimes with CHH is we got to save the world. It's like, no, God has to, you tell God, what do you want me to talk about? Give me the words, give me the, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How to pierce somebody's heart.
Yep.
But I can't save anybody. Only you can.
That's
Maybe
right.
these words that you're giving me can. But what I'm saying is, it's hard to. I would say, do you think? And I know you don't like Kanye, but do you think the
I don't like Kanye.
You don't like Kanye. I know
Said
the
you're saying
first.
it on air, man. Come on.
I know the. I mean, we go back. That's what we talk about, brother. His first album, I think, changed a lot for us, even in the Christian hip hop when he did Jesus. Even though Jesus Walks was kind of bad theology, but it still referenced the Lord.
Right.
So at the same time, it's like, if that was successful, can we not duplicate that, but just what can we do to?
My mind is going to food, right? Like,
Yeah.
how do you
Talk to
defeat
me.
how do you defeat junk food, right? Because like for years
Right.
and years, Coke, McDonald's, like was running food, right?
Yeah.
And then eventually there started to become like a health food movement.
Yeah.
How do you convince somebody that eating food that doesn't taste as good as the food you want is better for you and actually starting to outsell junk food? How did they achieve you desiring something that's good for you that doesn't taste as good as the alternative?
Death.
Yeah.
They preach the consequences.
No, the consequences of fast food was diabetes.
So they had to
cancer,
see the
this.
consequences.
They had
Yeah.
to see the
Right.
consequences.
But
You can't see the consequences of other people can, but you as a person, you can't see the consequences of, okay, I'm listening to Young Thug and I've never, you know what I mean, I've heard stories before where people say they listen to secular music and they've never listened to it before, and then all of a sudden they started following the ideologies of these people, and then they started gangbanging, or they started start doing stuff that they normally wasn't doing.
So the crew said they made it taste better, which is true.
Yeah.
But no matter how good you make healthy food taste, it still doesn't taste as good as the cheeseburger or the pizza. Right?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So how do you get people to willingly say, I would rather have what's healthy? A salad.
Yeah.
Than
Let me think about it.
Then a steak and potatoes and
double cheese, triple
and
cheese,
macaroni cheese.
I can get deep with this because a lot of the healthy food is not healthy anymore because they've compromised it so
that
much.
too, yeah. I saw a piece of lettuce.
Yeah.
I saw a piece of lettuce get burned and it didn't burn. So I was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
We in trouble.
You seen the rice that melts instead of like it's plastic and stuff? I guess you could say conspiracy thing, but whatever. But
how do you convince a whole generation of people to willingly take something that is less desirable to them instead of something that is more desirable to them? That's what it feels like we're trying to do.
Yeah, because I think like soy. That's the first thing that came to mind. Soy products.
Yeah.
Like when we would do Daniel fast, and people were like, "Yo, you do soy," and then it satisfied you until you got off the fast and you start eating regular.
Yeah.
But I think if you understand, I think people don't understand the dynamics of what music could do to you and your worldview. Some people even Christians, like one of our biggest battles with our show, with other people's shows, with our music, the genre, is for people, even Christians, to like Christian hip hop. Or Christian rap or gospel rap
because
or whatever.
There's something inside of you, and I'll admit to this, and I may be just speaking for myself. There's something inside of you that assumes that the music they're making is better.
Yeah.
And when you hear a song comes on that is godly, and you could tell, something inside of you says, oh, this must be worse.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. That's something you have to fight against. Even if it's better, if it is better, you assume, oh, this must not be as good as what they're doing.
But from a Christian standpoint, I mean, it's speaking to the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Like the mainstream is speaking to the flesh. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know. So you if that's what you're used to, you're used to clubbing, you're used to banging or whatever. Then that's this music is speaking to that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And going back to the healthy food. Even with that, it was marketed more. It was pushed more. It became a fad. Like you start seeing kale everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't go nowhere without seeing people or everybody joining Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness popping up everywhere. Now everybody becoming more health conscious. Yeah. So all this was promoted and marketed, and so now more people started realizing, yo, I need to leave.
Celebrities help too.
The crew said 10 years ago was Kanye, but we could look back to Anomaly by Lecrae going #1 in the country.
Yeah.
And what did that happen? Yeah. You got called, yo, you got any more Christian rappers?
Yeah,
y'all got this?
Hold on.
That's a deep conversation.
Yeah,
too.
there's more to it than that because, again, we're talking about the general public.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Something to pop in the general public takes a lot more work than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Music business is kind of funny. You can make stuff happen.
Yeah.
Right? But for something to be adopted generally, how do you make that happen? Like there was a general shift between junk food and healthy food.
Yeah.
Now there's no carb, paleo, vegetarian, is vegan. It's exploded. Not just with Christians, not just with this little segment. The entire country changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you make that happen?
I think what I said, like when people start getting diagnoses of diseases that they didn't realize was coming from the food that they love.
Mm-hmm.
When you deep frying food and you're eating it and that's your consistent diet, and then you go to the doctor and the doctor's like, you got high blood pressure. Either we put you on these pills or you need to change your diet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way to show that to somebody that's, like you said, is appealing to your friend. Like hip hop, let's be real. As a kid growing up, hip hop gave me confidence. Hip hop gave me, when I listened to a Jay-Z record and I felt that way, it's almost like your father giving you confidence to do something that you can't do. And that's what this music does to people, especially from our area, from the urban area. It's like it gives
it's not just confidence, it's also it gives them
identity too.
Motivation to succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a lot of people, just like you were saying, when it comes like, death and the way they market it and all that, it's like a lot of people don't even realize what they actually need until they need it. So, when it comes to the fast food and then the music, so many people are just continually drawn to what their flesh wants because, when your spirit is basically dead, you ain't going to be craving anything that feeds it, you know?
That's right.
You're going to continue to want everything that feeds the flesh, that makes you feel good, rather it's money, it's sex, it's lust, all that. You continue to go after that. And then even when it comes to the food, until you start getting diseases and you start feeling like, oh my gosh, like, I got these headaches, my body's going bad, and I talked to the doctor and somebody tells you something that's already obvious that you should have known, then you like, oh, now I want to make a change. Now I want to do this. Now I want to do that. It's crazy.
So this gets back to the central question. Is it Cardi B's fault? Is it Nicki's fault?
No.
Or is it the fans' fault? Who should be moving first? Should Cardi say, even if this is what you want, I'm not going to do it? Or should something change in the fans' mindset?
She said it herself. She said her fan base didn't like her song Be Careful. And if you listen to Be Careful, she's basically talking about her and Offset, like how their relationship she wanted their relationship to be in a certain way versus what it was.
Right.
And her fans were like, you just gave us Bodak Yellow. What is this?
Yeah.
So it's the consumer. The consumer has to want taste. The consumer gotta want
How do
something.
you make that happen? That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why
it's easier to yell at Cardi and say be different than it is to yell at millions of people and say y'all be different.
Yeah.
So how do we change this?
I agree it's the consumer, but at the same time I disagree because it's like us as artists, we shape the consumers, we shape the culture.
But how does that work when somebody's never heard of you?
Right. What I'm saying is you continue to grow and you're going to continue to reach more and more people. But like her in her position now, she got big because of what we know her by. So then it's hard to make a shift. You can do it, but you make that shift, you're going to lose people, but then more fans are going to come in. So it's like.
But then, that's the thing is then you would have never known who she was.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like there are people who actually do what we're saying people should be doing.
Yeah.
You don't know them.
Yeah.
So it's like what is to be done? Yeah. Because if somebody doesn't play by the rules, especially for women in hip hop, you better take your clothes off.
Yeah.
You better get some injections and you better go out there and dance. So like what like
it's real though.
It's a pimp situation.
It is real.
It really is. It's like yo, go put on the outfit and go out there and dance and say some nasty stuff. So like that's what we're saying.
And if not, you can be big, but you're just gonna be underground.
So all right, let's use some of the women that we talking we play on the show, like a Jackie Hill Perry. We think she's a dope lyricist. Yep. She's great at what she does. Would they put money besides Humblebeast, would a mainstream label put money on her to go out and do what she do right now?
The thing is, so this gets back to our CHA sexism conversation. In the world, are you talking about? Or
in the world. I'm not talking about in Christian hip hop. I'm talking about in the world.
When it comes down to the world, now you're really dealing with dollars.
Right.
So now it really is on the consumer because if they put her out or if they don't think they could put her out and make their money back, it's all about the money. The reason this CHA sexism thing came up is because even if it doesn't make sense financially,
you should still do
as a Christian, you should be able to push past that. You should be able to say, I know this is probably not the best financial decision. I know this young lady I signed is not going to make as much as this young man I signed, but it's the right thing to do, and I'm going to make sure we make it more equal all around. Whatever I need to do, we're going to make it happen. That's not going to happen in the world.
Not at all.
It's going to be like, hey, this is working or it's not working.
Yeah.
It ain't working, take your clothes off. Like, it's what make it work.
It is true. Like, y'all hip to Snow the Product?
Yeah.
One of the dopest, I feel, lyricists, female rappers I've heard ever. Dope. And she's huge now, though. Millions of followers everywhere and stuff, but she's still not no mainstream.
Yeah.
And it's because she agreed, and she told the people from the beginning, she said, I'm not going to do it like these other females and show my body. She said, I'm going to stay clothed and basically show you I'm dope without all that and stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, that's crazy. And she did it. But, like you said, not mainstream.
But if you walk downtown Atlanta and you ask a young girl, have you ever heard of Snow the Product? I've heard of Snow the Product.
Yeah, right.
Have you heard of her? Have you heard of Rhapsody? They're going to be like,
no.
I've never heard of these girls. Who are these?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Cardi did something nice when she shouted out other female rappers
She shouted out the existence of them. But didn't say their names.
Well, no, she did. She did. She said for Rhapsody, Tiana Wack, and some other females that she was like, don't do what I do. You can go listen to them, but y'all, the blogs, the fans, got to support them too.
Yeah.
Support them. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's a double-edged sword because you can't really tell somebody who's famous for what art they create to change their art unless their heart is changed.
Right, exactly.
You can't tell somebody to do that. But if the consumer says, I'm not, I mean, if we could go see, we didn't talk about this, but the movie LaQuisha, if people have seen the trailer for that and was like, this is foolishness, I'm not supporting it, you could do the same thing for anybody else that you.
Did you make up a movie or?
No, that was a real movie.
The
movie. Basically, the movie was a white guy talking like a black woman on radio, and people was like, "No, that's not gonna happen." So that's what I'm saying. So off the trailer alone, people was like, "I'm not supporting this." So you know what you want to give your money to and what you don't want to give your money to.
I mean, even if you look at Lecrae, I mean, look at the small shifts like what he did and how the consumer of the Christian world completely turned their back on him.
Yeah.
But you listen to his music, he still talks about God. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
And nothing changed. It's like, and I get it, I understand. It's like, you know, because when you call yourself, when you go around claiming like, cool, you a Christian, but when you go around putting a title on it, Christian hip hop, other art, they ain't out there saying I'm a secular hip hop artist, you know. But when you say Christian hip hop, that automatically prevents you a lot of times from reaching the people who were called to reach in the first place. Like I tell people all the time, my music ain't made for the people in the church. They already in there. I'm trying to get the people that's in the hood and not in the church to get there. You know what I'm saying? So it was like the small shift that he did. You see that like the consumer, a lot of them already stopped wanting to support. You know, so it's the same thing. Like the mainstream, it's hard. If they would shift, they're gonna lose people. But you know, it is like you said. It's just got to be the heart.
Yeah.
Your heart's got to change, and you got to really be in it and stuff, and still believe in yourself. New people will come, but it is. But a lot of people, they find a way to make that money, and they don't want to change.
It's a hard equation. Bottom line, fellas, get your life right. Stop looking at naked women. Kill it at the source. It's your pervy attitude that's causing this problem. Women, you don't have to be that way to get our attention, the good ones.
Right.
So you don't have to follow down that path.
Y'all.
If you like something, support it with your money and your clicks. It's going to be hard to get millions of people to agree with that, but try your best to support and stop looking at stuff that you don't support.
Yeah.
You got to be able to change the equation. Because, I mean, I don't know how else to fix this. Because if Cardi gets 10 million views and Rhapsody gets 500,000, I don't care how virtuous or label exec is, he going to be like, I'm going to sign Cardi.
Oh, yeah. He looking at that money.
What you going to do about that?
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
But is that, but like you said earlier, the consumer, is that the picture of our society? That's why I said earlier about Lauren, because I feel like our society is not there no more about the whole ratchet. Everybody wants to be ratchet. Everybody wants to turn up. So it's like if somebody comes out different, unless you are on the award show killing it, and people are like, yo, I'm gonna go support because I just seen her live on the award show, versus like somebody just giving you the music, even though she could spit and she be good.
Yeah.
If I'm ratchet myself, that speaks to me. What Cardi's saying, it speaks to me. You get what I mean? Same thing with a man. If I'm ratchet, if I'm in the streets doing my thing, little baby gonna speak to me. Future gonna speak to me.
Yeah. But to me, I think there's no way to fix this. These are symptoms. Like the core is that there's a lustful desire for sex. There's a lustful desire for power and money.
Yeah.
And until we can conquer that, it's gonna be hard to fix this thing.
Yeah.
We need more Christians that actually are Christians to stop pursuing those kind of things.
Yeah.
Because that's part of the problem. If you stop doing it, then the value of those things will decrease. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard to fight against something that is given value by even Christians that still have sex outside of marriage, still look at porn, still follow Instagram models. Like we can't defeat this if we're not pulling the root out.
Right.
Like you got to fix that.
Yep. Got to overcome them all. There's got to be more of us.
All right,
we got to
man.
rise.
Let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Wright, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? This is Jason Borda, the host of the Business with Bordeaux podcast. Are you interested in business and entrepreneurship? Are you a future leader of tomorrow? If so, don't forget to go check out the Business with Bordeaux podcast, where we have wonderful stories and inspiration from Kelly.
What's going on? It's Sean David Grant. Check out my debut album, Wonder Years. Follow the journey of a young, shy kid just trying to make his way in the world through some of the hardest times, but finding victory on the other side. with features from Eshawn Burgundy, Mouthpiece, and production from PK One Day, Cobra, and Cardiac Drums. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Listen right now by clicking the link below.
Without a sense of what it meant until it lens. What have I done? I got my one shot. Bet aim only my body drops.
Got to come back. Yep, you better run back. My guard's not abstract, small like a thumbtack. Yeah. Or a car that's compact. Your life kinda hazmat. Wrapped in sin, you researching him on some philosophical. My guard not mythological. Yep, you the prodigal. Nickname idiotical. Trying to live out every erotical. Opposite the bold kid, you've been illogical. But not Star Trek. Christ wanna impact you through the song you made contact. Don't ignore that. Combat taking place for your soul. Stand up in revolt against sin. It's never too late to get clean like Flint. When you're gonna decide if that's more important. Rejoin his excellence and repent. Or get your soul clap. Yeah.
You got to come back till your first love is missing you. Remember you said it was unconditional. But somewhere along the way, your pride got you off track, now you stuck in the interlude. Trust me, there is strength in this plan, but you sinking in quicksand and won't reach for his hand. How many times will you suffer saying I got this? Meanwhile, you're being destroyed by the mind and just death in your silence. You ain't gotta do this alone. This is just a reminder, cast burdens at the feet of the throne. Though the water seems deep for a season, it's not the end, don't let a setback keep you from reaching. Out the hill, valleys become mountaintops when he's leading. Our arrogance convincing us we don't need him. We was in need of a ransom, he made his son that. It made the sacrifice for us to come back.
You got to come back. Yo, I don't care how long you've been away from Christ. I don't care if you never even knew Christ all the way, or if you knew him all the way, but you decided to walk away. Now was the time. Ain't no time like the present. He wants you back. Come on. Come back.
It still gets me every time. Feel one.
I squad up. Squad.
About to pick keys.
You silly. Getting dinner tonight. Did y'all record it right in here? Did y'all record this right in here? Did y'all record it right in here?
No.
Oh.
You want to take score?
You know what? Get ready for line.
Yeah, back in the field with the track stars, Ryan Wright to Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. What's good? I don't remember everything he says. So go to trackstarz.com, of course. Nectar.trackstarz.com if you want to get distributed.
Yeah, man. Distribution. And this is our Line for Line Showdown. This is Line for Line Showdown number 28. We got something cool for you guys coming for Line Showdown 30. So this is basically we get artists, they submit their music to us, and some say, hey man, put me in that showdown, man. I want to go against this person. And Jason Bordeaux, Business with Bordeaux podcast, he's one of our he's our music submission guy, and he's really cool. And when you submit your music, say, hey man, I want to be part of that showdown, man, and we will love to have you. So with that being said, the views and opinions of the Trackstarz and Trackstarz universe are not the views and opinions of the artists, the label, others. And this offends you and you feel like we shouldn't be doing this, please press stop now. If you never heard of the mainstream artists and think about checking them out, this ain't for you, bro. We try not to do the same artists over and over. If you're a person who only listen to Christian artists and this ain't your cup of tea, we understand that, man. That's life. We got dope topics, noteworthies, dissects. You know, we do other stuff besides just line for line. So go check those out. The showdown artists are not the Christian version of anybody on this list. It's just a bit, folks. All right, man. So we're going to get this thing going right now. We're going to start off with the man that's currently locked up. ASAP Rocky. Praise the Lord, Deshaun. Here we go. We're going to start off with him first. ASAP Rocky.
Flexing on these flexes, every bone and muscle. Steady taking shots, never hurting them. Even then, y'all don't worry nothing. And I like to give a shout out to my new with the game plan. And shout outs on my new with escape plans. 20 bands, rain dance. We can either rain check or we can make plans. Pockets loaded, rocket loaded, can't let's rock and roll this. Time to go, lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels locked and loaded. Diamonds glowing, chop.
All right, that was Praise the Lord, Deshaun by ASAP Rocky. This is Hostile Picasso. Just won't listen. Here we go.
You listening and tell when you not. This conversation might drop. We ain't connecting with our eyes. Humble yourself with the word and take your pride off the line. Look, I've been believing since my grandmother gave me the heavens. This is much more promising. I'm just trying to share it. Them naysayers get in my ear. That's a little leaven. My testimony is he saved me from 187s. I want you all to see what I see. No viewers discretion or misconception. We're all learning from life's lessons. Don't misconstrue the simplicity of this message. Jesus is the way. That's
all right. That was Hostile Picasso. Just won't listen versus ASAP Rocky. Praise the Lord, Deshaun. Who you guys going with?
What you got?
You know how this goes? You never, do you know?
No.
Okay, so
I'm assuming I'm just picking the one I like the most.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's not
I didn't even say
it's not based off the content because, of course, we believe Christian hip hop will always do its thing.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, if you was a record exec and you had to pick between these two based off the seconds you just heard, which one would you pick?
Can I just be real? Can I be
real.
honest in here?
Be real,
My mic
Mike.
off? I personally thought they both sounded the same.
Well, you do have a toss, but it's only one. It's only one round for that toss. You only use it one time.
And who was the second? What was the name again? The second one?
The second one was Hostile Picasso. Just won't listen. And the first one was ASAP Rocky. Praise the Lord.
Just with the honest opinion, if I label that, I was like ASAP Rocky because I know of him.
Okay, because you know of him.
Yeah. I don't know the other person. They both sound the same, and if I was somebody that's wanting to make some money, I would go with the one I've already heard about.
Wow. What you got?
Yeah, I had to go with ASAP also, and I mean for me, it's just more. It was just more slick talk. If you talking about an exec. I mean, it not just bringing out the message. I had to go with ASAP.
ASAP.
Yeah, I actually just thought ASAP's song sounded a little better.
Yeah.
Lyrically and also mixing wise, the vocals just sounded like more present than the second song. So ASAP. What you got? Trey? ASAP. What you got?
ASAP.
Winning team.
No, ASAP because I feel like what you just said, the mixing of Hostile Picasso sound like it could have been mixed a little bit better. So ASAP was a little bit clearer. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe I was not listening as deep as y'all did. And I'll be honest, I was looking on my phone too, so I was just kind of like listening to it. And it's like I really didn't even hear almost a transition at all. Like just listening and stuff, it sounded the same. Yeah. That's not a good thing.
All right, man.
Music exec.
Right now it's 1-0 for mainstream. So we're gonna start off with G-Eazy this time. A lot of that. Here we go.
Yeah, I get a lot of checks, and yeah, I have a lot of labels know I got up next. Yeah, she know she got the best. I got her where she got it. $100 cost her chest. I don't even gotta flex. I never do respond to text, and now she went and got obsessed. Y'all are just the hottest message. Simple, you are not complex. I'm sorry, I am not impressed. Back on my dish again. I'm having way too much fun. I'm in a section with 7K bosses around me. I swear I can't only touch one. Whiskey, no rum. I gave her something to rub on, and my friend, her face just went numb.
All right, that was Lotta That by G-Eazy. This is Way Up by C Elevation.
Answer it straight up. Catch me in the clouds, I'm zoning. Got a little buzz, boy, I promise I'm sober. Riding out here like I'm trying to reach a quota. Boy, we get it popping like a pastry in a toaster. Inside was empty like a hole in a donut. Doing donuts, spinning wheels till the wires start showing. Consequence of living life only for the moment. Hold up, we do this for the homies, for the hopeless. They're looking for some change, and we got it like quarters in the sofa. Put the finger Uncle Sam on the poster to the king who took the pain of the world on their shoulders all day. Cause a lot of them never don't notice. Paint a picture with the lines of a poet. So you can see the lane that we drove in. Had this on bright.
All right, that was C Elevation, Way Up versus Lot of That by G-Eazy. Who y'all going with?
What you got?
Oh wait, that was you?
That was me.
Oh brother,
I did not know that was gonna be me though.
Bro, we on 3 cameras. You know what I mean? But no, I was saying, listen, all right. So against G-Eazy, yeah, I'd be signing you all day long because that was the one that actually made me bob my head. And I was talking about the mix, so I paid attention more. The mix was actually, I thought, was even better. I like the mix and the master better. The beat was dope, and then the flow, and then the lyrics. Look at that, dog.
Yeah, well,
Would you like to sign to Records?
I got to go with me, man. I got to go with me. I got to go with me on that.
What's up? Why are you saying that?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like I'm a lyricist. I'm looking at the lyrical content, man, and it's just, I just think mine was dope. I mean, point blank, period. And I'm not trying to sound biased. I promise you, I'm not trying to sound biased on
because I'm agreeing with you. I said everything you just said. I'll pump you up again. No, but that's dope though, because G-Eazy, he already out there. He mainstream doing it. I'd pick you all day over that.
Dope.
It's being real.
So I was gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? No offense or whatever. No, I actually got you on that. I actually liked it better. G-Eazy's really good.
Yeah,
he's really good. He's kind of one note. I would characterize most of his songs as good flow, little nasty leaning most of the time.
Yeah.
Like that's constantly his topic. But I actually liked the sound of yours better.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with you. What you got? Okay, what you got?
G-Eazy, man. I didn't like the way you just came off.
Way too arrogant.
That was no Christ-like.
I promise you.
I'll say I would go with you, bro. C Elevation. Yeah.
That's dope.
With you,
That's
bro.
dope. I appreciate that.
Welcome to the record, son. Welcome to the record.
And they went with you online.
Straight cash on.
It was
Word.
Yeah, it was
Word.
you, man.
That's dope.
It was
That's
actually
dope.
good. I wouldn't lie to you. I would definitely vote against you if I could.
Yeah, I'd be real. Because when they said Way Up,
we've actually had our songs in here, and like people were just, nah, man, sorry. Gotta go with Kendrick on that one.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, man. Right now is what 1-1. Okay, it's 1-1 tied up right now, all together, the total score. All right, we're gonna start off with G Herbo. Am I saying his name right? Is it G Herbo?
I said
Herbo. Yeah.
Maybe it's Giombo. Maybe it's French.
Wilt Chamberlain. Here we go.
Now I'm grown, I got a son, gotta keep it coming. Soon as I get done back on the run, I can't sleep for nothing. They give me $1 million to talk, so at least I speak for something. Told them boys I wanna race 100 miles and run it. God forbid it's my time to go, then I'm just gon' keep gunning. I'm just gon' get money. And when I make 200, and my got a bank account with none less than 400. You know I'm big dog, everything paid for, she ain't gotta spend no money. Don't know female in my life, get up and work for nothing. My son grannies don't need nothing. Aunties don't.
All right, that was G Herbo, Wilt Chamberlain. This is Aaron Robinson, Can't Forget.
Like I'm Philippians bound.
A walk in the pistol, righteous caliber, the word of God, a literal pistol. Cock the hammer, I fire off, won't let me in a slammer. Only reason why I blame it is to get you out of jail. Intercession to break yokes, gotta lend a helping hand. It's God's arms that I bear. I'm commissioned to heal the land. Architect I'm building up, but it's by Jesus whom I stand. If I wobble and drop, it ain't hot but quicksand. I'ma get it out the mud, but keep it clean by the blood.
All right, that was Can't Forget Aaron Robinson versus Wilt Chamberlain G Herbo. Who y'all going with?
What you got?
I feel like that one was close. I feel like Wilt Chamberlain. I'm more like energy person and stuff, so I liked it was like more upbeat, and I liked his enthusiasm on the flow and stuff like that, and his energy. Then when it kind of went into the other guy, it was like it was still good, sounded good, but then it was like almost like a total different, just chiller vibe. He was more not monotone, but he was more on the same, not like dynamic.
Turn up, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the 100 points. Wilt Chamberlain.
G Herbo.
What you got?
Yeah. I think I gotta agree with you, Nib, on that, man. I honestly was expecting more from the delivery on both of them. Either side, but we do get one, right?
Yeah.
I might have to use that. Yeah.
You got lifelines on here? I know that. Can I
get
get a 50-50?
You only get one, though.
You only get one toss.
Can I phone a friend?
I'm going to toss that.
One toss.
Okay, so G Herbo is not for me. I don't
from
like
Chicago.
I know that. But he's not for me. I don't like how he raps.
Yeah.
Like, I officially don't. Like, it's just not, it's not where, he doesn't say words when I think they should be said. Like, he's a little bit off the beat for me. That bothers me. So, the problem with Aaron was the mix. It wasn't as strong.
Yeah.
But he raps better than G Herbo. Just sonically. Like I know when people listen to rap, they listen. Oh, did you hear what he said? Like, but for me first, I hear how it's said. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I can't get past how G Herbo raps. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
So because the mix was worse, though, I have to do a toss on this one because it was like there was problems on both sides.
Yeah.
What you got? Toss.
Oh, everybody got saying toss.
Well, see, I should have just said toss it too, because it's close.
I'm going to say, yeah, I don't want to use my toss right here, but I guess I will too. I use my toss.
Fine, I'm the only bold one in here. I'll say what I say.
Oh wow!
Oh, you got
online didn't matter.
They tossed. It was online toss.
Everybody
online tossed?
No, it was a 4-4 toss online.
Oh, jeez.
So I was the only one who gave an answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's your fault, bro.
Hey,
You felt pressure to say to pick one?
I don't never feel pressure. I speak my mind, player. I'm confident in both.
All right,
What I say.
So what is it now? 2-1 mainstream?
2-1.
Yeah.
Yes, 2-1.
Okay. All right, so this is, I don't even know how you say it. A 6 in black. Is it black or
black?
Oh, yeah, it's black. It's just,
this is black.
I wondered that too.
Balenciaga challenge. Here we go.
I am not like these. I be penicillin in the cut. That mean I'm chillin' in the cut. Made $1 million in the cut. I'm Balenciaga challenge. Tryna find my balance. All set with the bag. That mean I ain't going outside. My melodies came from everything I came from. Been talking to God. Everything I got came from him. Ain't no fatigue in my blood. It's just a lot of weed in my blood. Had to finish. Keep running on.
That's Bianca. I would say Balenciaga challenge. I messed that up, but that was black. That was the name of the song. This is Jamal Brown. Ben got saved.
Guy, when I'm scraping bad, I had to count them pennies, dump them all out of my money jar. You know times is hard. That was the other day. That was my last. Hope I make it to tomorrow. Then I gotta ask a friend I could borrow for a little help. Can't do it by myself. You know we making waves. We here to change the game. Y'all can have the hype. I'm just here to save. Get my crown on the other side.
That was Jamal Brown. Ben got saved versus Black Balenciaga challenge.
Man.
So y'all going with?
What you got?
This is my thing. A message to all artists. If you dope, put the money and invest in yourself like you dope. Because how we said the other one is like the mix and master, I feel, on the Jamal. I would have went with him because his lyrics were real. I like what he was saying. And I personally like his flow, and he was dope. But then when it came time to the overall sound to the ear, to the consumer, it's like that beat should have been thumping a lot more and stuff. And you could tell, yeah, cool, it sounded good, the vocal sounded good, but that master on that beat, the first dudes sounded way better because it was the overall quality. And people listen sometimes a lot just for the quality. You know, people out there just listen for the beat. So if the beat ain't sounding right, but your lyrics are dope and your flow's good, sometimes it ain't gonna pop off. Yeah. So can I like do a 50-50, like lyrics, flow, second guy, and then beat the other guy?
Yeah, pick one, sir.
Well, still, just because I know how it is at that point, so I'm still go with Jamal. Because I know that can be a simple fix. You give it to the right person to fix. So, Jamal, I'm with you, player. Yeah.
What you got?
I want to go with Jamal, man, but I gotta go with Black. I mean, it's just like he said. It's a quick fix, but we talking about what we just heard, right? Yeah. So I mean, Black. You know, it was just mixed. It was mixed and mastered better. It was a little better quality.
Oh yeah.
This is tough because I probably would have tossed this because I liked both of them. I do hear what y'all are saying about the mix. Black's beat sounded better. I liked his melody too. So it was tough. That was a tough one. Probably would have tossed it, but all together, I really want to pick the second guy because I liked it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I'm gonna have to say the first one. Just
So Black.
It overall sounded better. What you got?
I got Jamal.
Jamal, what you got?
I think what you said about the toss would have been right too, but I would say Jamal. I'll go with Jamal.
All right.
It's
What's
Black
that?
online.
What's that?
That's 2-2. Jamal wins.
Okay.
So now it's 2-2. Okay. All right. So now 2-2. We're gonna go with A Boogie with the hoodie. This is called Savage. Here we go.
The 42 up in her anyway, and she get 80 though, yeah. Petty, sneak up in the section next to me so they could be in videos, yeah. You already know, my west side, catch with me, that TTG, they train to go. Do it up like LeBron now. 40 to your spine, make you calm down. Feel like young black Bruce Wayne, black whips out. My niggas used to rob and they still rob now. And you can smell the gas through the...
All right, that was Savage by A Boogie with the hoodie. This is Facts by Louis Tin. I hope I'm saying his name right. Yeah, I think I am. Here we go.
Skip that. Betting on myself, I hope that you respect that. God is on my side, I don't need no feedback. I can tell I feel a jealousy. I sense that. I don't even need your help. You could keep that. I can tell they want my soul. I be like, I need that. There's no gimmicks with your boy. I just rap. Fake it till you make it. I'm like, really, what's that? I'm too real to get involved. I'm past that. I passed the ball like this is hot. Take that. I'ma make my own shot.
All right, that was Facts. Louis Tin versus Savage by A Boogie with the hoodie. Who y'all going with?
What you got?
I know who he's picking. I just want to say their name right. What did you say the second one was again?
Spell it out.
Louionten.
All right, L. I'm going with the second dude. I feel like the first person, I still feel the mix and master was a little better on theirs, but I feel like the second guy, his mix and master was there. I still feel like there's still some things that could sound better, but overall, I liked the beat. I liked his flow. I thought it was dope.
What you got?
Yeah, definitely Lewitton. Yeah, I was definitely digging that, John.
Yeah, I think that was a wash. Like, I think part of it was his attitude on the track was confident. It was super confident, and he had the skills to back up the confidence.
Yeah.
So whenever you hear that, it's like you feel comfortable, you relax because you know this guy got it. Like
Right.
it's just straight. So definitely him. I liked it way better. What you got? Yeah, what you got?
Lewitton.
I got Lewitton too. I liked him.
Look at that.
Oh, that's a wash.
That's a wash.
Yeah. It's a wash.
He just taking it home. Boom, bang.
3-2. What's this? That was the fifth round, right?
Last one.
All right, here we go. Here's number 6. We're going to start off with Uncle Joe. Joe Budden. Here we go.
Bars. I'm telling stories of Khaled before he terror squad. Different from what they selling y'all. What am I telling y'all? It's Uncle Joe, don't wear Supreme in jeans. Came up with Nitty and Webb, I knew Supreme and Queen. The Ross dropped BMF and y'all would sing in the streets. I'm a little different, I was thinking of Meech. Check this shit. I used to drive around the tunnel in the Lexus with the snub. Before Power 105 was sneaking breakfast in the club. Listen, young nigga learn up. I don't do the kiddie shit. I'm with the turn up.
All right, that was Joe Budden, Uncle Joe. Here's Prophet Josiah, come back.
My God's not abstract, small like a thumbtack, or a record that's compact. Your life kinda hazmat, wrapped in sin. You researching him on some philosophical. My God, not mythological. Yep, you the prodigal, nickname idiotical. Trying to live out every erotical. Opposite the bold kid, you've been illogical. But not Star Trek, Christ wanna impact you through the song. He made contact. Don't ignore that. Combat taking place for your soul.
All right, that was Prophet Josiah, come back. Uncle Joe Button, that's round 6. Let's see where we going. What y'all going?
What you got?
I'm taking Prophet Josiah.
Okay.
I said the name right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked him. I liked it.
What you got?
I gotta go with Joe on. I love that song, man. I love Prophet's song, but I gotta go with Joe Buttons on that, man.
Is that a recent song? Like, when did you make that?
That's a new single that just came out.
Joe Budden? Really?
No, you talking about Joe Button or Prophet
Joe Button?
Joe Button. Oh, that's old. That was like.
Yeah,
20,
Joe Budden.
Yeah.
Probably,
So he
yeah.
done said he retired a whole bunch of times. He said, come out again. Wait a minute.
I like the music better for Prophet than I did for Joe.
Mhm.
Joe is a good rapper. He was doing a lot of "you like this." Well, I know the origin of that. You like this? I know. So I mean that's cool. He did some old man stuff, but
Uncle Joe.
Prophet is a throwback artist too a little bit. So if I got to go overall song, I'm reluctant because I don't want to give Prophet credit, obviously, because he's on a team and it's gonna look like whatever. But
They don't know that though.
People know Prophet is part. Anyway, I'll give it to Prophet reluctantly. But I like the song overall better.
Yeah.
I think Joe was rapping. He was rapping, but the song didn't sound as good to me as Prophet.
Should've saved my talk.
Yeah,
What
Joe-
you got? Joe, what you got?
Prophet. I go with Prophet.
Prophet.
Yeah. I still felt Joe had bars.
I love
that.
that.
That's what really did it for me.
Yeah.
Like Prophet, like I like the song, but when you talking about bars, even though because we I mean, like we said, we're not really we're not going with, of course, because we're Christians, we're not going so much
Joe
with the
Budden
actual
online.
message, but just the bars, like
It was close. I mean, lyrically I'll give it to Joe, but overall song I'll give it to Prophet. It sounded like a better song.
Yeah.
What is it? What you got?
All right, so that's 3-3. It's a toss. So the final score is 2-3 CJ.
Oh wow. Okay, dope.
Wow.
3-2.
That was
Boom.
close, guys.
It was a close one.
I want to see a wash.
that was a
Have we
Like
seen a
also-
wash yet?
I don't think we've
Showdown?
seen a wash
I
yet.
want to. That's the goal. We need to have a string of showdown washes. That's when we know we got it.
Yeah. This is
All right.
good, man. Though.
But keep sending in your music if you want to be a part of the showdown. Make sure you submit your music to Trackstarz. Our music review team will listen to it and give you opportunities to get involved and stuff like this to test your skills out, see if you got it. We try our best to be as honest as possible.
Yeah.
Even though,
And
of course,
give feedback too. Like
we try.
sound
Even though, of course, we lean bias to y'all because y'all family, but we try to be honest with y'all. Hopefully, make the product overall better. If
Yeah.
we could raise the quality level of the music that we put out, then we could really. I just don't want there to be excuses.
Yeah.
Like when the people hear our music and they're like, I don't really fool with God like that. I don't want them to be like, and the song sucks. I want them to be like, yo, the song is great. I just don't fool with God like that. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's why I can take that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And another thing too, if you do submit for this, please let us know. We've had a few people who say, hey, I want to go against this guy. I want to go against this person or that person. So that would be great for me because then I wouldn't have to really dig to try to find somebody. But if you feel like, hey man, let's do this. Say to people when you submit to Jason, say, hey man, I want to go against such and such. You know what I mean? My style is like such and such. So yeah.
Line for Cruz said line versus Breakfast Club.
How would that work? What would we do? Line for line versus Donkey of the Day.
Anyway, that's
Noteworthy against Ax G.
Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with us.
Yeah, man.
Keep praying for us. Again, we got a lot of stuff we're working on that we need prayer for, because they're big things, but we got to get them done. All right, you're in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Shantana, DJ Jeremiah. Leg up.
This is that brand new music.
do that. I could. There's no problem. Like the Joe Budden one, I happen to like search based off your style. That's how I basically find people. Like I've had people that said like based off this one was like, hey, give me black, Ty Dolla. Like the guy that we heard against Black was like Black, Ty Dolla $ign, or somebody else, or Drake or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I would try to find this. I'll listen to their song, then I'll go to Spotify and I'll listen to whoever they recommend and try to find a matchup for that song.
No.
But if we ever do
somebody called Sean,
when it's just like one-on-one persons, that's when I match
Hey,
like albums or songs against that person's catalog. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What was the email? Because I was gonna send you my new single.
What is this?
Okay, no
music
problem.
submissions at trackstarz.com.
Okay, I appreciate you.
It's easier to go to
Yeah, just go to the website. Yeah, that's what
I'll go to the website. Oh, I thought it was like your specific email or something like
Oh
that.
no! When you go to the website, it goes through our filter, which is Jason Bordeaux. Yeah.
And then it'll give you the email there.
Yeah, he would give me the email, and then he would say, if you say in the email, do you want to be in Line for Line Showdown, or sometimes this is like music submissions. You know what I mean?
That was.
Gotcha.
That blew me away, man.
At least you won. That'd be embarrassing if not when you was on the show.
That is what it is.
So that's good.
Y'all go make sure y'all support our boy Jordan Ramble. Song Favor is releasing July 14th. Go check that out.
Jordan Ramble.
Huh.
We were doing some like footwork like on the ground, and like you got to do like basically push-ups as you like doing the moves.
Trent. Swift on the joint. That was the song y'all played, right?
Yeah,
Swift
yeah.
featured on it? Yeah. I really like that song, man. I do like it.
It's playing right now. Sounds good.
Yeah, we was in Marietta and we were sitting down. I was eating. I didn't know R Swift. I didn't know it was him. We were sitting there just eating, chilling together, talking to him, stuff like that. And then he ended up leaving and stuff. They were like, don't you know that was? And I was like, no. I was like, because I just moved here. I never heard of him yet until I ended up realizing like some of the songs he did. Yeah. And they were like, oh, it's R Swift. And I was just like, oh, no. And I talked to him on Instagram a little bit. I was like, oh man, that was cool. Nice to meet you, bro. And he was like, yeah, man, it's all good. Nice to meet you.
Very cool, dude.
Yeah.
Sound like Sean C. Johnson supposed to be singing on this month.
All right. You cut it already? No. Oh, I forgot about that. No, we're done.
Oh, okay.
I played them out of order because I forgot how it was supposed to go.
It's the end of the show.
I didn't do the fourth segment.
You guys, everybody that comes here, we normally get them a